have. The desires of your heart are not by accident. Do you know how many years of my life I spent thinking that I was wrong for wanting to be wealthy? Do you know how many years of my life that I thought it was wrong for me to have this beautiful penthouse because I thought, well, that's money that I could be doing God's work? Well, guess what? I am doing God's work, and that's why I have the penthouse, right? So you guys have to figure it out. When we serve people, that is the work. That is the work. You getting people started in IAM, that's your job. Your job is to connect customers to the company. When those customers get connected to the company, they're going to learn how to build wealth, how to think right, how to get right, how to fix their relationships, how to be better people. And because you're serving them, your wealth is going to grow. Okay, I really need for you to get that recipe. When you serve the people, okay, listen, God brings the people, God takes the people away. So don't worry about who's showing up and who's not. Don't worry about who says yes and who doesn't. Your job is the messenger. Once they're here and they start to grow, your income is going to start to grow too. Why? Because you're serving the people. So who are you here to serve? It's a very specific person. Mahali is going to serve somebody different than me, right? That's it. His job is his job equally as important as my job or as China's job or as Eric's job? It is, because those people, his tribe, they can only hear his voice. The Bible says that the sheep will hear the shepherd's voice, right? So if you hear my voice and you're something inside of you is like, yes, or you hear China's voice and you're like, yes, that's because that's your shepherd, right? You need to listen. That's your mentor. But Mahali is going to serve people that are of a different flavor than me. And his job is just as important, just as yours is. So have you been honoring yourself? Have you been giving yourself the room to actually grow your tribe? Are you a secret agent who's not quite talking about what's actually going on, right? Are you being a secret agent? Are you like, I really think I should talk to Joe, but Joe's like, he's pretty well off and, he's a doctor and he doesn't need this and he doesn't need that. And you don't know what's going on in Joe's life. Listen, if God put him on your mind, he is your job. If he put him on your heart and on your mind, that is your phone call to make. Here's why. If doctors aren't doctoring, they ain't making any money. And by the way, if a doctor wants to retire, they have to pay upwards of $10,000 a month for malpractice insurance, which means they're locked into that career for life. I know doctors that can't retire because they can't pay their insurance after they retire. So you guys understand that? You don't actually know what's going on inside of people. All right, so let's hop into mindset. Chairman is a mindset. It is not a rank. You guys, no matter if you want to become a millionaire in trading or a millionaire as a chairman, it is a mindset, not a rank. There's a 6-step formula. If you don't know it, you need to go get Think and Grow Rich, and it's in the book, but I'm going to run through it with you precisely today so you can apply it coming right out of here. China already told you this is an apply. This isn't a call that you sit and take notes and go, oh, I liked her, or I like that information. You're going to get off of here. You're going to go do your homework, and then you're going to take the steps. Why? Because you wouldn't be here getting training unless you actually wanted to be the first millionaire in your family. Now, determine the exact amount of money that you want to earn each week or month. I think monthly. You can do it weekly, whatever you want. So Chairman 50 for me was a great start, right? When I first signed up with IAM, it was Chairman 10. Right now, listen, because I know this formula, I decided on Chairman 10. My husband and I went to work. We were Chairman 10 in 7 weeks, right? 7 weeks. Because I didn't negotiate with the nonsense that told me I couldn't do it. People in IAM were like, well, that was really fast. I'm like, that was really slow. Why? Because I'm not going to adopt what the world says about my goals. I like money fast. If you guys like fast money, if you want fast money, then you got to think fast, right? Because you can go Chairman 10 in like 5 years if you want to, but why would you do that when you can do it fast, right? So here's the thing, determine on the exact amount of money that you want to make, and then decide what rank that is. So if you guys want $5,000 a month, that's Platinum 5,000. It takes just as much effort to go Platinum 5 as it does Chairman 10, FYI. So if you have been thinking small, right? I did a training in Panama City in Spanish, which was interesting. And I said, stop thinking like a mouse. You're a lion, right? Mice are like, oh, I just want a little piece of cheese. The lion is like, give me that gazelle, right? And he runs after it. So when you decide to think big, guess what? Small goals don't take any particular effort. They don't take any faith. They don't take any faith. And if they don't take faith, you're edging God out. If you choose a goal that doesn't require God to get it done, It's not actually a goal. It's something you think you can do. So if you think bigger, faster, guess what? You have to have faith. And that faith and that belief is actually what moves your business. I hope you guys caught that. The faith and the belief, the fact that you know you can't do it on your own, that you're going to have the universe, God, all the people help you. That's the thing that's going to make it go fast. Now, I wrote this a few years ago, and I really want you guys to screenshot it, tag me in it, do whatever you want. But slavery is found in our jobs, in our lack, in our own limitations. And that is because it is found in our minds. When we overcome ourselves, we will overcome the world. The only place limitations exist is in your mind. The only place debt exists is in your mind. The only place that discouragement, doubt, fear exists is in your mind. If you can choose just as easily faith, joy, peace, love, and these are called what? Fruits of the Spirit, because you are a spiritual being on an earthly journey, right? Don't get confused. Doubt, fear, faith, when you cuddle with those, when you doubt comes knocking on your door, you swing the door open, you're like, come sit at my table. Let's have some wine together. Let's cuddle. No. When doubt and fear come knocking on your door, I want you to open the door and drop kick them off your front porch. No, you're not coming in my house. You're not coming to sit at my mental table. I will not discuss my goals and my dreams with you. You have no place in my life. Bye. Right? You got to get clear. The only place your lack exists is in your mind. And when you know this is true and you focus on joy and peace and love and giving and sowing and reaping, everything becomes possible. Now, step 2, to determine exactly what you intend to give to get the money. Let me give you a little bit of help with this. You want to go Chairman 10? Go create some Platinum 600s and Platinum 1000s. That's what you're going to give. You're going to give up your TV time. You're going to give up a few hours here and there. You're going to you're going to give up your doubt and fear, your addiction to not getting it done, your addiction to distraction. You're going to have to give those things up. And trust me, it sounds like an easy thing to give up. It's not. You have an addiction to the things that keep you from your goals. You're going to have to decide your goals are bigger and you're going to have to give them up. Okay. So decide exactly what you're willing to give up to get your goal. We must die to the person we were born to become the person we were meant to be. The whole world has told you who you are till today, and I hope you love yourself, but also, are you satisfied with that person? Or if you can be a millionaire or a billionaire, if you can give, if you can save, if you can do the things, don't you want to do that? So you have to let that old person die and be born to the new you, right? And again, it's not easy. The human instinct is to protect, and keep life alive. But when we keep the old life alive, the new life can't come. So you got to give up to go up. Leadership is service to others. Pay now and play later, or play now and pay later. You guys, most people are not taking their money and investing it in their legacy. They're spending it at Walmart. Most people aren't investing their time in growth like this. They're spending their time on things that do not pay. You are unique. You are different. You are here and you are on your way up. Like, this is your come up. For things to get better, we got to get better. For things to change, we need to change. Step number 3, establish a definite date when you intend to possess the money you desire. Get real. Set the date. Universe is like looking at you going, I wonder if she's serious. I don't know. I wonder if Kirk is serious about becoming a millionaire. He doesn't have a date on it. I don't think he is serious. You guys understand the definiteness of your goal is the thing that activates the seed. You got to act. It's not enough to plant it. You got to activate it. And then you got to protect it. Okay, so you got to plant the seed, exact date that you're going to have that money. And then you're going to go all out at it. Like, you're going to go out at it. A goal without a deadline is just a dream. So you got to block out the time to think through your plan, create a small daily action step to achieve your goal. I'll give you guys one right now. You want to go, Chairman? 5 people a day, 5 days a week that you expose business to, 5 people a day, 5 days a week that you follow up with. 5 and 5, 5 and 5, 5 and 5. If you want to go, Chairman, fast? Do 10 and 10, right? Do it 6 days a week. Like, anybody can do that. Most people won't. Anybody can. So you got to decide, which person are you? Lazy hands makes for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth. Proverbs. You think God, why do you think God put that in the Bible? Because we tend to be a little lazy, but diligent hands bring wealth. It also says that diligent hands will place you before kings, right? So it's going to open doors for you. Step 4, create a definite plan and begin it once. I just gave you a plan. It does not have to be complicated. How many of you are doing the reach outs that a chairman would do? How many of you are acting currently like chairman? You're on it. You're doing awesome. Carl's like me. I want to see in the chat if you are going to start today, if you're going to be on your chairman run today, if you're going to activate yourself today, let's see C10 in the chat. Because guys, I'm dead serious. I know China's here to make chairman. I know that Manny's here to make chairman. We're here to help you create 7 figures, but you've got to activate yourself. Now, you got to begin whether you're ready or not. This is my favorite one, China. I'm getting ready. China, I'm getting ready. I'm getting ready. I'm going to do it. Okay, great. Go do it. Right? Art Williams says, don't be getting ready, just be ready, even though you're not ready. You got to just go do it. So you got to make a list of resources. You got to call your list, pass them to a tool, connect them for credibility, and enroll and train your new partner. This is, again, not rocket science, but it does take practice. So in the beginning, you're going to be bad. That's okay. It's okay that you're bad. Don't worry. It's okay. You can be as bad as you want to be because eventually you're going to get good. And the people around you guys, when I was new, I'd phone China and I would say this is how I would recruit China. I would phone her and I'd say, hey, listen, girl, I just found a project. It's a new project I'm working on. There is a ton of money in it. I want to show it to you. Maybe a fit for you and it may not. If I sent you a video, would you look at it? What's she going to say? No, I don't like making money. Of course she's going to say yes. Awesome. Great. You're going to watch it? I'll call you at 7. You'll for sure have seen that video when I call you because I'm putting you in my calendar and I don't want to waste your time and I don't want to waste mine. Right? I call her back. I'm like, what'd you like best? Well, you just saw China. You want to make some money? Like, let's freaking go. I'm not asking her if she wants to join my team. She'd be dumb not to. What? That's like double dumb. Worst financial decision you ever made if you don't say yes. Right? That's what's going on inside of me. So when I'm phoning her, I'm not like, oh, so, what'd you think? What? I don't care what she thinks. If she's not a Chairman 250 and she's not a 7-figure trader, her opinion has zero relevance to the conversation. None. Nothing. Like, no. Okay. Education is what remains when one has forgotten everything they learned in school. So maybe you got one of them fancy educations and you got some degrees. Maybe you do. And maybe at that school, they taught you a certain way to do stuff. Well, this school is a bit different. And the good news is it doesn't matter where you come from, what your education is, what your background is, whether you passed or not. I quit high school 6 times. That's right. Then I almost got kicked out of theology school as a pastor. Can you imagine me in theology school? It was a thing. So understand it doesn't matter your background. Now, here is this is the goal. I'm going to drop it right now. If you're a P1000, P2000, P5000, if you're just starting out, this is the number one thing that people mess up. You've got to stay in phase 1. 80% of your time has to be spent recruiting, period. Your job is to bring customers to the company. That's your job. If you're not doing your job, you ain't getting paid. And guess what? Whether people see you doing it or don't see you doing it, your paycheck reveals whether you're doing it. Okay? 18% is training, 2% problem solving. What most people do, they sign up 10 people, they flip that. They flip it. They start trying to solve everybody's problems. They start trying to train their own teams. Why are you training your team? You got China, you got all these, what the heck are you doing? No, you're not going to train your team. My favorite China is when they're like, I am going to become a professional trader, and then I am going to teach my team how to trade. What? There's 150 professional traders in this company that they are paying to have access to, but you're going to teach them how to trade? That is the dumbest thing I ever heard. Stop being dumb. Okay? You have to let your customers plug into your leaders. Plug your customers into Bob Proctor, Alex Morton, David Imanitier, China Bethley. You guys, the traders in the academy, that's what they're there for. That ain't your job. Now, problem solving. I'm going to give you a freebie right now. Somebody phones you whining and complaining. How many of you don't know what to do when your team phones you whining and complaining? You just don't know what to do. You listen to them. You're like trying to talk them out of their upsetness. Here we go. Here it is. 5-minute U-turn. You call me complaining. This China, Angela hurt my feelings. we were on the phone together and she said, meh, 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 meh. I'm going to stop and I'm going to say, okay, listen, I see we have a problem here. We have 5-minute U-turn. You have 3 minutes to tell me what the problem is, and you have 2 minutes to tell me what the solution is. Did you need to call me back? I do not want to hear it. We do not gossip. We do not listen to that stuff. Nuh-uh. No. You don't talk bad about anybody in my team, no cross-line leaders, no up-line leaders, no down-line leaders. I don't want to hear what you think about the company, because you literally, until you're chairman, I don't know, 250, don't really have an opinion, okay? So 5-minute U-turn. That'll stop that crap in your business. Finally, write it down. Got to have a goal card. Got to have a goal card. Write it out. Clear, concise statement of the exact amount of money you intend to acquire, the time limit for its acquisition, state what you intend to give in return for the money, describe clearly the plan through which you will accumulate it. Okay? I will have $100 million net worth by 2025. I will set the captives free, bind up the brokenhearted, and serve the people that are willing to go. In return for that money, I know it's already done. Money comes to me easily and frequently on from multiple sources on a continuous basis. It's already done. Okay, you guys have to have it in your heart, not just something you're speaking with your mouth, but your words have power. When it's in your heart, you infuse it with love. Guess what? There you are. Carry your gold card with you. Now, your words, and this is where we're going to end. You have got to be speaking out where you're going, what you're doing. You got to talk. You guys just got to start speaking it with life. As you read your statement, you must see and feel it already done. Do not write something down on the paper that you are not willing to infuse your faith, your belief, your love, your joy, your passion, and your life into. Because without those things, you have nothing. You have a vehicle with no gas. Your gas is your fuel is your love. It's your passion. It's your enthusiasm. That's why China's doing what she's doing with crypto, because she's in love with it. She's in love with helping people with it. That's why she's getting the results. Now, 98% of the population will fail due to a lack of persistence. You cannot quit. You can fail 1,000,000 times. You can fall down. You can get back up, but you cannot quit. And you guys, I promise you, if you'll keep going, your results will show. You got to commit to building your business. You can try carrots and you can try broccoli. You do not try business. Get in or get out. Decide, right? Because you're just torturing yourself if you don't. Remember, you got to believe until it works. So with that, China, I'm going to pass it back to you. I want the women on this call to commit to becoming Proverbs 31 women. They trade, they build business, they bring spices from afar, they have servants, they literally are rich, they're dressed in the finest clothes. It's in the Bible. Go read it and get solid with yourself that God has brought you here for a season and a reason. And you, as soon as you're willing to step in and step out, China just said, become visible, speak your truth. I promise your tribe will flock to you. So with that, China, I hope that helps everybody. Anything you guys need, just let me know. I will be hanging out for a little bit here before I go into my next training.
Wow. Guys, drop some 7s in the chat and make some noise. Melanie just came in and absolutely just slayed this call, really putting everybody in a position to have a 7-figure mindset. She did not play with this call. This is for grown folks. This is for, people that are building their business professionals that really want to go to the next level. And that's really what it takes, guys. I'm super excited. Melanie, thank you again. I took down some amazing notes myself from what you shared so far on this call. I'm going to do 3 questions. Melanie, if you have a second, 1 second. We're getting ready for the next speaker. So with that being said, Melanie, I took down a few notes for number 1 from what you shared. Absolutely phenomenal information. I know that people are taking down notes. Guys, look at the list of participants right now. You just experienced something that really put things into perspective for you. I know a lot of the things that Melanie touched on is the same thing that you hear even on a Perfect 10 call, but sometimes you just need to hear it from a different voice to understand that it's industry standard. The stuff that I've trained you guys on is just not China's philosophy. It's industry standard. Melanie, when I heard you talk about them exposing 10 people a day and following up, we do a call perfect 10. And it's exactly the formula that we talk about, really helping them to accelerate their businesses. And so I love that. And so, really breaking down where you came from and having to change your mindset of coming from generations of poverty. A lot of people come from generations of poverty. They have what I call broke habits, and these habits where they become comfortable with, or it became the norm of robbing Peter to pay Paul. If that sounds familiar to you, drop ones in the chat. We have become at one point that was the norm in my upbringing. That was something that I heard my mama say. She passed down the same. My mom's amazing. She's my shero. And I always like to say that because I think when we talk about our upbringing and we see how we've been able to, by the grace of God, go from where we were to where we are now, it was several different shifts that had to come in. Shifts of not just habits, but shifts of environment. Because if we would have not shifted the environment, the habits that were conducive in those environments will still be present. And so robbing Peter to pay Paul, not having enough and always having to wait a week or 2 weeks to do things. If you're in an environment where that's normal, you think everybody's doing that, and that's not the case. And so I want to encourage you to get out of relationship with impoverished habits, like get around people that make you uncomfortable. You should have been uncomfortable when Melanie was speaking. You should have been uncomfortable because that's where growth comes in at. If you're going to grow in any area, it's not going to be a comfortable experience. You should be a bit uncomfortable around your coaches and mentors. Why? Because most of us are not where we want to be at all levels. Listen, let me tell you something. Success is a moving target. So as soon as you hit Chairman 10 is no longer the goal. So nobody sits here today where they want to be. We all have not all, but some of us have extremely ambitious goals. My goal is to be a young billionaire. And I'm not saying it to just put something out there. I'm not playing about my mission. I'm not playing about the access. I'm intentional about the environments. And so you want to make sure that at every level, though you have gratitude for what God has brought into your life, for the work that you've done, you're not going to stop right there. We got a lot of work to do. And so you should be uncomfortable listening to Melanie. Melanie, something else that you said that I really like, that stood out to me, is don't negotiate with nonsense. So many people have people in their ears around them when they attempt to do the business. And I say that because they start off and they're like, well, let me just see what's going to happen. And that's not the mindset to have coming in. You cannot join a multi-billion-dollar establishment and have goals to do things that everything else that's in your life doesn't give you the opportunity to do. The other vehicles that you have access to, if they cannot take you to making $1 million a month like this situation can, then you cannot, don't negotiate with nonsense. Don't negotiate with your own nonsense, your own thoughts of doubt, your own thoughts of overwhelm, your own thoughts of complacency, your own thoughts of procrastination, and definitely don't negotiate with other people's nonsense, because other people will literally inject their nonsense into you. And so what can happen for a lot of you, if you're not hearing this information, which means you're not aware of what's happening, because see, once there's awareness that comes in, now you can identify when it's happening and you can guard yourself appropriately, right? So now you go in with the intent to bless somebody, to tell them about this business, to tell them how this digital world is all around us, guys. It's evident. There's so much social proof, but now you've allowed their nonsense, if you're not careful, to be injected into you, and you walk away from the conversation with doubt. That would be crazy for you to allow a person who don't have a clue, who is not financially sound, who don't have their life figured out, to be the person to inject doubt into you after you just got off of a call with multi seven-figure, I just had to realize I crossed over, 8-figure earners, hello, all right, inside of this space, let's be clear. And then you go sit down with Broden around the corner, them over there who don't have a clue, and you allow that person to inject doubt in you. This is what people are doing because of their environment. Unfortunately, this is why you must immerse yourself into this community, immerse yourself into the training, immerse yourself into environments like this that make you a little bit uncomfortable, because that's where your growth zone is. So Melanie, I want to say thank you again for just being blunt, this grown folk business here, for being very direct. I believe in order to go to the next level, you cannot sit in a space where you're being played patty cake with. And to build this business, you're going to need to have tough skin. So listen, we want to take 3 questions really quick before the next speaker comes on. 3 questions. I know you guys have some phenomenal takeaways. I know you're really excited, but 3 questions for Melanie really quick, and then we'll go ahead and bring in the next speaker. I don't know how to pronounce your Tanpur.
It should be Tony. I don't know why it keeps changing to Tony Pure. Hi, it's Tony.
Hi, Tony. Come on in, Tony. Thanks for being on the masterclass today. We're excited.
Yes. Hi, I just want to ask, how do you take the first step? I am stuck there. I am not around people. I have me and my children. I don't talk to many people. So how do I start to build the business?
So good. Hold on 1 second. Let me get you right here.
Melanie, there we go. Okay. That's a great question. So what you want to do, have you been on social media?
Yes.
Okay. So first of all, there's 2 things. Number 1, if you were to open your phone, how many contacts are in your phone?
Maybe 15. Like, not
perfect.
many.
You have 15 numbers saved in your phone?
Yes.
You should open it and see. I think she may be surprised. Tony, open it.
I think you might be surprised too.
Yeah, open up.
So what you want to do is you want to make an exhaustive list of every person you've ever met. The reason for this is that creative, remember we're talking about you're a creator, right? So you're going to create some energy. You're going to create some momentum. So right now, your reason for not doing it is that you're with your kids and you don't have a list. But we're going to step outside of that reason and we're going to create a new reality. And the reality is that, and this is proven scientifically, you guys can look it up yourselves, every single person has met 2,000 people by the time they're 19. You have teachers, you have schoolmates, and they might not even be people that you want to talk to, but the point is when you write down their name, you're planting a seed, which creates a harvest, okay? So you have to create that list. So if you look, how old are you? You're like, whatever, 30?
40.
40. So that means you've met, I'm going to say, let's say that you're like a really rare, special person. You've met 500 people in your lifetime. Okay, that's if what the scientists say aren't true about the 2,000. So you got to make that list, number 1. Number 2, if you opened your phone, I'm going to guess you have a lot more people than you think in your phone. And then when you go to your social media, you have to learn to use your social media to tell a story. Now, here's the thing. Don't go spam your social media. You need to start to think and act and walk and talk like a marketer. Go to China's wall and look at what she's doing. You guys, when I started, I had 2 kids. I was a single mom, my own kid, 3 foster kids, 2 businesses, a church, an inner city youth ministry. I had no money and I was about to build a business, but I didn't allow those things to be the reason why I didn't do it. I made those the reason I did. So you're 40 years old. You need to go join some networking groups. You need to go do some stuff. You need to go get involved. If you can't go physically, go online, get into some Facebook groups. There's things that you can do. I would highly recommend, I don't know, China, if you guys have social media training, but there's lots that you can get. There's lots of social media trainings you can get. So, and you want to learn how to use social media to be constantly generating leads. So, but I will tell you right now that I would suggest that you practice on the people that are in your phone. And I would literally say, hey, China, I'm calling you because I've just gotten started with a new endeavor. I'm really excited about it. And I need somebody to practice on. Can I practice on you? Right? Okay. We've just got to break that seal. Okay. So number 1, you're going to open your phone and look at how many contacts you have in your phone, write them on a list, physically write them down. I want you to write down every single person you come in contact with. I'm talking the chick at the grocery store. And if you don't know her name, go find out what her name is. The chick at Starbucks, the chick at wherever you go, Krispy Kreme, I don't care. Wherever you go, just get those names on your doctor, your dentist, whoever you have, your teachers, right? I have teachers. I have my elementary school teachers are in my business. That taught me in school, right? So start there. And what you're going to find though, because remember, here's the law. When you move towards what you want moves towards you. So by you just taking those little tiny, I call it baby stepping to greatness. You take those little baby steps, then guess what? The thing you want starts to move towards you. So number one, make your list, exhaustive list. Do not prejudge it. Number two, call like 5 or 10 people and practice on them, right? Practice. And then number three, you got to decide to become a marketer. And that's going to take some time. Learning to become a social marketer is not an overnight thing, right? I mean, that's like guys, like I built an entire training academy because people know how to do it. So, but you got to just go find it. Just go find some training you can do, and you got to be consistent. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks for being brave, by the way, and putting up your hand. That's awesome.
I loved it. That was such a great question. I know so many people were served with that answer. Let's come on in. Someone else raise your hand so that I can unmute you. Go ahead and use the raise your hand feature. I think it's somewhere at the bottom right corner. You should be able to see it. If you have a question for Melanie, this has been so good. So this is the time. This is a safe zone, safe space. So don't be shy. Just raise your hand. Okay, I see you. You said you couldn't raise it. Hold on one second.
Yeah, I don't have that feature either, just so you know.
Oh, you don't?
I
don't know where is that. Then hold on one second, because I don't think I could see it. But Miss UK, I'm coming to you right now. Here we go. Bam. Okay, Miss UK, your line should be unmuted. You got the floor.
Hey. Oh my gosh, That was phenomenal. Thank you so much, Melanie. I took so many copious notes. I have a question regarding your road to chairman. What was your biggest challenge on your road to chairman, and how did you overcome it?
So I'm not a trader. That was my like when I started, I wasn't a trader. So my biggest challenge was battling the people would get started in the team and they're like, oh, I have to become a good trader before I can show anybody. I'm like, I'm going to go get to Chairman 50 and then I'm going to become a good trader. Not that I still did the Forex 100 series. I still went on live. Like, don't hear me. Don't, take it wrong. But I wasn't a good trader, So people on my team would be like, well, I want to be a good trader. So my biggest challenge was keeping the message in front of them that trading takes time. Just like anything in life, to become good at something, you have to give yourself time, right? So I took the approach of learning. I say trading is a marathon, chairman is a sprint. Trading is a marathon, chairman is a sprint. So you just got to keep that message in front of people and they'll eventually get it, right? Because, if somebody thinks they're going to become a pro trader and then they blow an account or two, which is going to happen. Any trader on the planet that's worth their salt has screwed it up, so I want them to have that chairman money to back up their trading plan. So that's what I would say.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love it. That was so good. Love it. All right. Thank you so much, Miss UK from the UK. Elizabeth Brown, your hand is raised. You are now into boom. Ask your question.
Hello. Hi, Dr. China. Glad to meet you.
Hi. Nice
and thank you, Melanie. Nice. Thank you. And Melanie, please, thank you for the information that you provided. I'm a self-reader. So I would like to know what type of books that you read to help you change your mindset and help you gain more leadership.
Yeah. So You Were Born Rich by Bob. It's right there on my table. I've read it probably 10 times. You Were Born Rich. Here, let me just. You Were Born Rich. This book, phenomenal. Bob Proctor. I think I've read it, I'm going to say 6 times in the last 10 years. Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. One of my favorites, I don't know if you guys know who Gabrielle Bernstein is. She's a funny mix. She's a Jewish yogi, I don't know what. She's so awesome, but she's got a book called The Universe Has Your Back. And for those of you that need faith, you need to build your faith and your understanding that God really is there to support you in your dreams. That's a really good book. And I think the last one if you're a reader, the Master Key System, but that's a book you study. I read it every day for 12 years, right? It's more like a workbook. You really have to, it's intense. And then I think the last one I would say, you guys, is U Squared by Price Pritchard. U Squared by Price Pritchard. It's a little tiny book. You want to read it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And it's about taking a quantum leap in your results. I'm a reader, so I like read. I read a lot, right? So definitely, good question.
Great question. Absolutely. That was so good. Melanie, first of all, thank you again for hopping in here. You have served today, provided a lot of insight, provided a lot of just clarity, I believe, given a lot of confidence to people who are already on that journey, but may have had some speed bumps along the way that they didn't realize we all go through. And just the boldness of how you continue to go, being so clear on what your goals are. So Melanie, once again, thank you so much for serving. Thanks so much for being on. It looked like somebody was attempting to raise their hand. I don't know how some of you got their hand raised option.
Yeah, it's weird because I literally don't have the option. Some people do, some people don't. Zoom's doing a thing though, because it blocked me at 100 people the other day too. You guys, what I'll do for those of you that, if you guys still have, because I have another training now, but for those of you that have questions, if you guys just want to put like Instagram me, message me, I'll answer them in there. I have like, it'll be later. Well, actually I'm going on a date with my husband, so it might be Monday, but I will get you guys those, and I will take a minute and drop those books in the chat for sure. China, I want to thank you for the way that you're leading the women in crypto specifically, because I think that obviously you're leading everyone, but the fact that you're creating a space where women can come and be safe and ask questions and all of that, it's really, really important. And I know that, you know, like I know that God is this year, it's going to be double and triple and quadruple portion. So if you guys are working with China, you need to put up your hand and get to work, because her overflow, her blessing, her anointing is going to flow onto you. But you guys gotta put up your hand and say, China, I am in, and no bull. Like, you're going to do it because her anointing and her blessing is going to come down on you. So I want to thank you, China, for everything that you do.
Wow. Melanie, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. This has been an iconic journey so far, but I truly believe that we're just getting started. So thanks again, Melanie, for spending some time with us. Super duper excited. We'll keep you posted when we do this again, and maybe we could connect again. Guys, if you enjoyed Melanie, just drop 7s in the chat right now. Show her some rich and royal love. Let her know how we do it here in Rich University. Drop those 7s in, drop them in, and show her some rich and royal love. Love it, guys. Thanks again, Melanie. We appreciate you guys. Wow, this has been such a phenomenal kickoff to the masterclass. I believe that you guys have gained just great value, great insight. Carl, come in real quick, just a takeaway really quick, and we're gonna keep it going. Like, what's some of the things that you took away really quick, my brother?
Oh my goodness, y'all. Dr. China, you know, a lot of times when we've done these boot camps, everyone has always been phenomenal, but this boot camp, it's just overwhelming just to see how God is using Melanie to just give me a different perspective. You know, so I appreciate you, Dr. China, as a leader and exposing the whole Rich family to rich leadership. Like, it's just amazing. So one of, what takeaway? Everything. But if I had to choose, staying in phase 1.
Yeah.
I think for me as a builder, I love Melanie's transparency because I do trade. I do use the products. I love the products and services, but I've always understood that it's not just about what I can make, but it's about who I can serve. So Melanie, you really freed me because I know I am a builder and I understand the importance of staying in phase 1. So just to hear you say that, 18% training and 2% problem solving. Like, and everything you said, Melanie, Dr. China has been saying over and over and over, but it was a blessing just to hear it from you. And may God bless you for your anointing. And Rich, if you're ready to go to the next level, I can't wait to the next speaker. But Dr. China, thank you so much again and again and again. Drop those 7s, guys. Listen, this is amazing, y'all. Each and every one of us between now and March, we're going to hit Chairman 10. Everybody's going Chairman 10 by March 1st, before the next convention. Everyone after this training is done. We're getting Dr. China to Chairman 750, y'all. We got to work. Let's go.
I love it. I think it's so incredible. Carl, thanks again for your perspective. Guys, one of the reasons that we're actually doing this is because we do trainings every Saturday on our calls, but having a boot camp is something that we want to really commit to virtually at least once a month for the builders. You know, so many times in business, we have a phenomenal back office of almost 200 educators and all these incredible apps and all this software. But whenever we do builder training, for whatever reason, the customer's like, well, all they talk about is building. It's like, where do you have any building resources at in your back office? You have a whole back office full of resources. And what that lets me know is if all you hear is building, you're not in IM.Center. And so we have committed to making sure that we can provide the resources necessary to help people to build a digital empire in the 21st century. Now is the time. But let me tell you guys something as we prepare to bring on our next speaker that I'm really excited about. This woman is really leading from the front. She has done some incredible things and we do have access to her. But I believe that it is very dangerous to get familiar with the access that you have. It's dangerous to get familiar with, it's dark. All right. It's dangerous to get familiar with multi 8-figure earners just because you happen to fall in their lineage. And so be very, very careful and cautious who you choose to get familiar with. Stay in that unfamiliar zone because I believe the respect level will always be so much higher. The honor level will always be so much purer and you'll be able to receive more. Like don't get comfortable with that. And so hold on one second. Let me just make sure I get her the link. So what I want to say as we prepare to bring her on is this. If you are in business, it should not be a question to your neighbors. It should not be a question to your coworkers, and it should not be a question to your social audience. Like your family members and friends and loved ones should know that you are in business. One of the things that Melanie even touched is that you don't want to be a Secret Service agent. You don't want to be the person that's doing this only around the people who are doing this. Because if you're only doing this when you show up to conferences or calls or around the network of people here, then how are you going to build your business? And so it should not be a question if you are truly in business to the people that's around you. Let me ask you something as we talk about advertising and marketing, because this is network marketing. And I think the biggest essence that people really miss is the name of the industry. How are you networking in your business? When was the last time you went to a networking event outside of coming to the conferences that we put on so that you can meet people that you haven't met before? When are you going to events, maybe going to meetups? I had a conversation with Josh the other day, and one of the things that he told me is that he still uses Meetup. And I remember years ago, it was one of the ways that he built his business. He would go to meetup.com, register, get an account, pay for it, and go to different events that's in his area. How are you using resources to meet new people? Because if you're not networking with people, then you're probably hearing the same conversation. It's like an echo chamber of people just having the same philosophies. But when you start to go around business professionals, entrepreneurs, people who are also networking, people who are looking for other people to add value to what they're doing, and in exchange of them adding value to what you're doing, then now the conversation changes. So don't let that go over your head. This is not a business that, I get it. You can definitely leverage online. There are conferences that you can go to online. There's groups that you can be a part of online and get around like-minded people so that you can really build out a network. To the young lady who asks, like, what do I do? Even if you don't leave the house a lot, you can get a part of certain groups that mean something to you. If you're a mom with kids and whatever the different elements are in your life, you can leverage that and identify other women, other people who have your same scenarios going on and become a part of those Facebook groups. However you do it, it's important that it's intentional. It's not going to just happen, guys. When I go out, one of the things that I wanted to do last year, 2020, that I put on my list was to network with more people, to build up my networking skills. And what I did was I leveraged apps like Clubhouse. In 2020, Clubhouse was big because it was audio. Everybody was in the house. And not only did I get in those environments, but I made sure that I got to the stage. I made sure that I add value. I made sure that when people left the room, they knew my name. You want to do this virtually, but you also want to do this physically. So don't be a person that's in business, but nobody in your family knows you're in business? Can anybody be transparent right now? Maybe you have not been as vocal or as visible before. Maybe we only know you're in business when you're here, but when you're around family members and friends, drop ones in the chat. If maybe a lot of people don't even know what you do. Maybe if the people on social media don't even know what you do. Maybe if the people that went to school with you don't even know what you do. You in all of these chats and all of these groups, but they don't know what you do. If you can find a place of transparency, right, where you can be transparent, that's where your treasure is. Your treasure is going to be in your transparency, because now you come to a realization, okay, you know what? I keep saying I'm working, but let me get to the basic fundamentals that maybe you're not doing it at the level that you could be doing it at. So if your family members, your coworkers, your social media audience, your neighbors, do your neighbors, the people who live next to you, well, how they gonna know what I do? We live in a time frame where if you live in a suburb, sometimes you don't even know your neighbors like that. Well, maybe you put a magnet on your car. Maybe you have signs that you put in the ground. Maybe you have flyers that you put out. Every business that you patronize that lives in the proximity of where you live, they should know what you do. If you come too close to me, you're gonna start seeing flyers everywhere. You're going to start seeing Bitcoin mommy. I'm going to make sure that the people know what I do. And so with that being said, I highly recommend that you get more visible in your business, that you get more vocal in your business. Many of you have been doing so much better with going live on social media. I want to say big shouts out to each and every one of you. We'll get into a little bit more social media talk in just a second. But if you've been going live on social media, I just want to say congratulations, because that's a resource that you really need to use effectively. Social media wasn't designed for you to be the one sitting there and just scrolling and watching. Social media was designed to even the playing field for media. It gave the business owner, the entrepreneur, an opportunity to convey a message to an audience without having to pay advertising dollars like they used to have to do for commercials. So how are you now effectively using social media to make sure that people know what you do? How are you showing up intentionally leveraging the conversation that's happening in Go Live with Nick Gomez or with Curtis Cobain or whoever your favorite educator is, to bring just a little bit of that, a little teaser to your audience? We'll talk a little bit more about that. But first, I wanted there to be a bit of evaluation for you to identify, where am I really in this? Maybe you think you're doing some big stuff because of who you're around. That's why when you come into bigger environments, it can help your perspective to be a bit more clear. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited. If you're enjoying the masterclass so far, drop 3s in the chat. If you're enjoying it so far, I want to see your notes on social media. I want you to tag me in your notes so I can reshare it to my story. Take a picture of your notes, do a video. Let us see that this masterclass is bringing you great value. DM me on social media. Tell me what some of your takeaways were on social media. If you could drop my IG in the chat, Miss UK or Giovanna or Caressa, I appreciate it. But literally be intentional, get the word out, and start to use social media for the business tool that it is. So ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, we're going to go now to our next speaker, who is doing some phenomenal things. Multi 8-figure earner. A woman who could easily walk away from this and not do this at all and still be really, really good. But the truth is, she runs circles around so many people inside of this space, and she's already good. You don't want to be the person that allows somebody who's more wealthier than you to outwork you. Because you got to bring your work ethic to the table, because your hunger should be your current situation. So ladies and gentlemen, she's an amazing wife. She's an amazing mother. She's an amazing pastor. You've seen her on her very own reality show, Thicker Than Water, her own talk show, The Jewel Tanker Show. She is an economist by profession. She's an author multiple times over, just released a book, The Mindset of a Millionaire. It is absolutely an honor, a pleasure, and I am excited to bring to the line my sister, queen of cryptocurrency sister, Dr. Jewel Tankard. Hey, sis, I know you. Listen, I had a conversation just yesterday about you. And my conversation was that when you are an overachiever, it doesn't mean that life is not going to happen to you. I've watched life happen to you in some extreme situations, and I saw your behavior while life was happening to you. And it has been absolutely just an honor to work side by side with you on so many different levels. But watching your work ethic when life was happening to you has been an extreme takeaway. We love you. We appreciate you. Y'all drop some ones in the chat for none other than Dr. Jewel Tankard. Hey, sis, come on in.
Hey, sister. Blind, beautiful sister. Can y'all hear me okay?
We can hear you great, loud and clear. Take it away.
Listen, I am so excited to be on here. I'm so proud of you, China, for putting together this masterclass. I think it was so needed. This was like the perfect segue as we're getting ready, literally in the last month of the entire year. And so I just want to tell you, I'm really proud of you for putting this masterclass together. I know that a lot of team members, a lot of guests are going to get a lot of value from it and really help them, because I think we all have to be reminded about, you know, who we are, what we're called to do, where are we going, where do we see ourselves? Like, what kind of people do we want to become? These are questions that we all have to ask. So I just want to tell you, thank you so much for putting on this masterclass. It has been absolutely amazing. Guys, you know, it's so interesting. I was just thinking about, you know, what does it really take to build? And I think one of the number one things that I like to study all the time is emotional and mental intelligence. Because really, if you think about it, there's no real huge difference between the person that becomes successful versus the person that doesn't, except for how they respond to life. And one thing I've learned, that nothing or no one controls how I respond to life but me. But me. I'm in control of my feelings. I'm in control of my emotions. I'm in control of my mental health, my emotional health. Like, I'm in control of that. And so that's something that, Tam, we all have to really become really focused on, because if not, your business will keep taking, you'll have these highs and lows, because as long as everything is going the way you want to go, then you working, you calling people back, you doing Zooms, you scheduling appointments, you're touring. But the minute life throws something at you that you did not see, then everything goes to the dogs, right? And you start making excuses. And so what I really want to challenge everybody to do is that no matter what happens in your life, that you have secured your why. Because if you do not secure your why, I promise you, he will try to knock you off every single time. See, I know my why is Chairman 750. My why is to be able to change lives. I bought 3 cars in the last 2 months, my foundation for single parents. That was a why for me. You see what I'm saying? It was a why for me to be able to start my children with investing. And so now that's happening. Now I have another why. We want to buy all of them homes. We have another why. Like, I have so many whys that don't just deal with me, but they deal with the people that I love and the people that I'm connected to. So what I first want to say to you is, make up in your mind that you have clarified, why am I really doing this business? Because if you haven't really clarified why you're doing the business, if you're not willing to go all in, I'm literally sitting outside of the emergency room in Houston, Texas. This was not the plan. I'm supposed to be in Murfreesboro, Tennessee right now, doing some other stuff, getting ready to travel to Dallas tomorrow. But what I'm saying is that sometimes things happen that you did not foresee. And so this is why your why has to be so big. And it was so cool. I was talking to China earlier, and she said, oh, okay, you want to just focus on that? I said, I got that. God got that. It's already a finished work. I really believe that. I said, I need to do this call because what I believe is that no matter what's going on in your life, you need to stay in action. See, the minute that you get out of action, the minute you give your attention to a distraction is the minute that you now begin to lose ground. And so I've just made up in my mind, I can't lose ground. I can't lose ground on this December 4th. I can't lose ground on December 15th. I will not lose ground. I'm going to continue to advance. And so I really want to encourage you guys that as you're listening to all the speakers, Melanie, I heard Carl on here, Dr. China, like literally take notes and do the work on the inside. Because the reality is your public life, your chairman status, your 9-figure trading account is based on how you handle challenges. And so I don't really like to see people when they like, oh, yay, I'm going to chairman. Oh, hey. Oh, yeah, I'm with you. Oh, yay. No, I want to see how do you handle when you're in the middle of a life challenge? How you respond to that? Because how you respond to that determines how long you're in it. And how you respond to that determines whether or not you'll ever really supersede your goals. See, it's not just about making your goals. It's about, I want to supersede my goals. I want to go over and beyond my goals. And I don't want my goals to be based on my emotion. I mean, how many days have we done? I mean, think about it, Sakina. How many days have you done a Zoom and you really didn't feel like it? How many days did you get on a plane that maybe you weren't really quite up to it? How many days did you go to an event and maybe you were blowing your nose or had a sore throat, but wasn't really sure, Tammy, if they were going to pick up? How many days? But what I know is that how I think controls the outcome. How you think, what you think about your life, what you think about your business, what you think about your team, what you think about everything determines your outcome. You cannot output something that you have not put in you. See, the reality is, thank you, Lord, I work on myself every day by listening to the word, listening to personal development, mental toughness, emotional intelligence. I'm working on myself every single day because I know that no one else controls the outcome of my life but me. That's it. Nobody controls the outcome of your life but you. And you're not waiting for anybody else. You're not waiting for somebody to call you back. You're not waiting for a reactivation. You're not waiting for that person to sign up. You're not waiting for your upline to play somebody. You're not waiting for your downline. Your sideline will ever become. It will be because you worked on you. It will be because you worked on you. And I think in this time, we're all going to have to become really strong warriors. You're going to have to be a warrior, clear, bold, courageous, sound, decisive, committed, right? Determined. Like you got to lay that thing out. When you lay that thing out, I promise you, that's when everything is going to start popping up. That's when your trading account is going to go up. That's when your investments are going to go up. That's when people are going to start signing up, right? That's when people are going to start responding to you because you made a decision, not because everything else was lining up, but you made a decision. Because remember, your life responds to you. It's not life and then, I'll get me together. No, you got to get you together every single day and you got to build your faith to win. Build your faith to Chairman 10. Build your faith to Chairman 50. Build your faith to Chairman 100. Build your faith to Chairman 250. Build your faith for it. Because when you're in the middle of a fight, and this is what I pray for all of us, I pray God sending you some fighters and some warriors. Because when you're in the middle of a fight, it's not time to break down and cry. Some of y'all crying when you should be fighting. Some of y'all should be rejoicing while maybe the average person would be then quit, but you're rejoicing because you already know what the end is going to be. And so you got to go back to your list, go back to your contact list, pull up your contact manager, get on the phone and call those people. No, you need me. I had a situation, I'm not going to go into details. Something happened this morning and I knew in that moment that if I wasn't clear and if I didn't know how to speak to the situation, we would probably be having a different conversation. But because I know who I am and I know the authority that I have, I commanded some stuff and I saw the result of it. And so you're going to have to start commanding your business to flourish. You have to command leaders to come into your business. Before you pick up the phone and start calling people, you need to be saying, God, I thank you that every person I call, they pick up the phone. I thank you, God, that every person that I present to today, I'm closing them. God, I thank you for every three-way that I do. It's a yes. And I get a yes today and I get a yes tomorrow. And they're registered and they're coming in and they're coming in hungry and they're coming in ready. You got to take over your business. Don't just sit there and wait and see how much you were up to do. I'm telling you right now, people who don't have this revelation will get mocked because he comes for the weak. He comes from the undecided. He comes from the uncertain. You got to get very certain about your business and about your financial status and about how you're going to live and about how you're going to move and about all you got to decide. Because if you are indecisive, pressure will come and blow you right out, and somebody else will come and take your place that stood firmly. So this is very important. This is very important because chairman doesn't just represent a financial status. It represents vision. It represents confidence. It represents everything. And it's not just about getting chairman, then it's about keeping chairman, right? And doing the work and keep doing the work. There's seasons, Janita, I don't even look at the back office. The only time I look at the back office is when I'm looking to place. I won't even look because I'm like, this back office, this volume is not the boss of me. You're not the boss of me. You don't tell me how I'm going to move. You don't tell me what I'm going to do. You're not the boss of me. I'm the boss of me. I'm the boss of me. And you know what? I spent 2 hours. It's in there. I spent 2 hours today writing down, God, I thank you. I am a billionaire. I thank you that leaders are coming into my organization every day. I sat there and wrote down. My mind is sound. My mind is alert. My spirit is ready to receive the very best that God has to offer. I wrote down and superseded any feeling that would come to oppose that. I wrote it down. And so I want to encourage you guys, write down the vision. Then get some other warriors in your corner that won't let you give up, that won't let you quit, that won't let you cry. And there's nothing wrong with a good cry, but you better make sure it's in season. You better make sure that thing is in season. You better make sure it's after the testimony, okay? Because of the goodness of God. Don't you start all of that. The scripture says that the enemy comes for the weak. He said he will come and sift you like wheat if you are not clear on who you are. So the reason China had to have this masterclass, it was prophetically designed because he wanted to ensure that before you crossed over to go into 2022, that you were doggone sure who you were and what team you are part of. You guys are not a part of a weak team. We are very strong, we are very secure, and we are very sure. And you know you guys might be coming from all over or whatever, but I'm just saying the entire company is full of Yes UK lions, warriors. And so I am encouraging you and declaring right now that you get your warrior back, you get your fight back, you get your guts back, you get your grits back, and quit asking other people's permission for you to win or not. You got to make up in your mind that I win today because I made a decision. And I don't care how much the wind will blow, because this is what I know about the enemy. That when the wind blows and when you stand tall and clear and keep speaking over and over, you know, there are times I say things over and over and over and over, and I say it again, and I say it again, and I say it again until it shows up, because I know that I'm going to have the end of what I believe. And so I want to encourage you guys, stay in the trenches, get focused, get disciplined, shut out all of the noise. And this is the thing. When you go into a room, let's just say, for example, when they go in a room and do surgery, they'll say, wait a minute, make sure everything's sterile in here. Wait a minute, you can't come in here because you ain't clean. Or wait, you can't come in here because you ain't qualified. Or wait, you can't come in here because you're not the family member. Wait, hold on, you can't come. So you got to know, when you got really big goals, you can't tell everybody. When you're walking through something, only talk to warriors. Find the warriors on your team. I'm calling in the warriors on your team, but find them and connect with them and hook up with them and stay hooked up with them. Because if you do, you're going to see the end of your faith, and you're going to one day look up and you're going to keep working, Giovanna, until you realize, I made it. I'm a chairman. Oh my gosh. You're going to wake up And now you're making residual income, right, Randy? Do that infinite crypto, right? You're going to wake up one day and look up and say, oh my gosh, my house is paid off. Oh my gosh, I'm living in my dream. Oh my God, you're going to wake up one day very soon in your dream because you did not take off your warrior clothing. The last thing I'm going to tell you guys, and I'm going to turn it back over to China. When David was supposed to be at war, because God called him to be a warrior. So David was like, he was king, but God be like, you got to get out there because you bad. God gave him a gift back when didn't nobody else want to fight Goliath. David was like, scoot over. I got this. And he came out there and he took a couple stones and he threw those stones and it defeated Goliath. And everybody was like, oh my gosh. Everybody else was afraid to fight Goliath. And here this little shepherd boy is coming out of nowhere, comes out like, I got this Philistine giant, scoot over. And he killed him. So then later on, David was like, started to kind of feel himself a little bit. And he was supposed to be at war, but he was like, I'm chilling on the palace. He was on, the Bible talked about, he was out on the courtyard. The Bible says a courtyard. And he ended up looking over and saw this fine chick named Bathsheba. Now, here's the problem. Okay, y'all know the story, right? He went, hooked up with her, they had a baby, all of that. But the thing was, David wouldn't even fell into that if he wouldn't have never got off the battlefield. Because he was supposed to be, the Bible says, out at war. It was a season of war. So that he could have came back and he would have had another season of spoils. So a lot of the fight and resistance that you're going through, it's not so that you can go and quit. It's supposed to be so you can be setting up for the season of spoils. And we are about to go into a season of spoils where there will be more money coming from so many different accounts. This is the honest to God truth. I got that shoe folio journal. I had to get that thing because I had so much money in crypto and Kraken and crypto and Exodus and crypto.com and Coinbase and the Ledger and Nexo. And I mean, the list, I was looking up like, Lord, I thank you. God, I thank you. Money is coming to me in every single way. But a couple years ago, that wasn't the case. So what am I saying? I would have never got to where I am. And this is still just the beginning in comparison to where God about to take me and where he about to take you, Ebony. Right? It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. He was just getting us girded up on the inside to be able to handle. Because some of y'all, you want more than what you can handle. You got to be able to handle it. You got to be able to handle the team, handle the family, handle uncommon distractions, handle this, handle that. You got to be able to handle it. And you got to become so proficient in speaking. Your greatest weapon is your mouth. I don't say what everybody else says. I say what the promises are. And when I feel resistance coming up against the promises, I go in even harder. I heard somebody say this. Somebody was saying something yesterday. They said, man, this part of my body was screaming at me. I said, did you scream back? So if it's screaming at you, scream back. So if you come in here, this ain't gonna happen, say it's happening now. I'm a chairman now. I'm a chairman 100 now. I'm a chairman 750 now. I got a 9-figure account now. I got leaders coming. Let's just say you had some major leaders leave. You need to start saying, God, I thank you. I got major, massive influencers, leaders coming now. You might say, I've been saying up for 6 months. I'm getting tired. Well, gird yourself up and say it another 6 months. And if you got to go again, say it or not say it until you manifest it. You don't stop talking. That's your greatest weapon. Don't sit there in quiet and silence. Open up your mouth and talk back. Talk back. Then you shut him up. You talk back, you shut him up. I'm in control of this situation. Why? Because the enemy is always fighting for control, but you better not give it to him. And you better have some people in your corner that will fight with you. So China, I'm excited about this masterclass, baby.
Oh my gosh, Lord, when I tell you, goodness, it is the fire for me. It's more, it's so many different things when I listen to you, Ju. I can't even keep still. Like I'm literally rocking back and forth because I want to just get up and pace the floor, because the thing about it is you cannot control your motion when your emotions are going. Like I won't run right now. I want to run right now, because some of what you need is not just the skill set of how to do what you know to do already, but it's the mindset to be reminding you that you got to stay in this thing. Some of you already know how many people it takes to go chairman. Some of you know that you need to make a list. Some of you know that you need to be going live, but it's the mindset right here that's on again and then off again and then on again and then off again, and allowing all of this outside stuff to affect you. If you understood was the text that I got from Jewel just a moment ago, which is why I was like, oh, well, gracefully, no problem. She said, no, I got to show up. But to show up, to deliver, to show up, to serve, to show up, guys, there is no excuses. This is what's required more now than ever. Jewel, thank you so much for being a living example.
China, can I say this?
Yes.
Thing?
Yes.
How you respond to
I can't hear you, Jewel. I don't know.
Determines how long you will stay in it. So that's why controlling your emotions. Can you hear me now?
Much better, yes.
Controlling your emotions. See, how you respond to resistance determines how long you stay in it. Can you hear me?
Yes, you're good.
How you respond to resistance determines how long you stay in it. So if I just give in, because it's not that the pressure won't be there. I don't want people to feel like I'm not a robot. So it's not that the pressure on your emotions won't be there. But you got to learn how to push back with your mouth.
I don't know
I was
why.
using my mouth and my hands, writing it and saying it, writing it. Okay. I think you know what I'm saying, so you can finish it for me.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
right? You know what I'm saying, so you can finish it for me. Yeah. Yeah, you get what I'm saying now. So
No,
you
we
go
can hear
on
you
quick,
now.
you
We can hear
get
you
to
now.
victory quicker. Okay, you get to victory quicker when you respond in faith. So if I'm responding in faith, that means that my actions should not determine, my actions based on the distraction should not change. Y'all got that? All right. I think I don't know. All right. I love y'all. China, back to you, sis. Tan, love y'all. Back to you, sis. You there? I think, okay. You kind of joined me. Okay. China, can you hear me?
I can hear you good. Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you well. That was
Okay.
the reason, you are once again, like your, not just your mouth, but your actions, like you said, like continuing to move. And, I had this conversation more recently, Jewel, while I was kind of talking about my own life. And I know it sounds insensitive. We do a chairman call with some of the key leaders in our organization on Friday. And I could tell the temperament of the call, it got really quiet when I shared something. And it sounds insensitive, but what I recognize is a lot of overachievers have the same mindset. So when I go home, it's a lot of unfortunate situations that happen a lot of time at home. And what I know is that a lot of times I got to be the person that they're leaning on for help in certain situations. So if I'm the person that's being leaned on for help, then I can't fall into what they're into at that level. But from their perspective, maybe I look like I'm disconnected. But the truth is, I got to be disconnected at a certain level. In that moment, I'm in that moment. But after that, and I'm talking about this moment ain't going to be no long moment. I need y'all to hear this. If you are going to really fulfill the assignment that's on your life, you can't keep falling into every situation that comes about, because then you won't be able to help those that's in the situation to come out. And so even if my husband tells me something that's severe, I'm in that moment with him for that moment. But when I tell you it's a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm out. I'm out. Once I'm out, I promise you, I didn't practice this. I didn't know this. This wasn't a strategy I learned. But what I recognize is that I needed this for my sanity to be able to help the situation. Because if I'm in that situation too long, then I'm no good to nobody. If I'm in that situation too long, that's going to be a problem for everybody. And so once again, what I do is, in that moment, you got my attention. In that moment, we're connected. In that moment, I'm empathetic. In that moment, I'm sympathetic. But 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm out. And when I'm out, we're going to keep moving. And for some people, they're like, how could you? No, I'm present while I'm present, but then I'm out because I got to continue to serve. And I challenge you guys, get out of what you don't need to be in. Get out of the sinking, get out of it and get back into your flow, into your growth. So Jewel, thank you again, sis. I really appreciate you. Y'all drop some 7s in the chat. Drop some 7s in the chat. Thank you so much for leading by example. I need this. Anybody know this Zoom ID? Because he can't get in there. Hold on one second. Here it is. Let me see something. The next speaker is getting ready. Guys, drop some 7s in the chat. Drop some 7s in the chat. Drop some 7s in the chat for our very own Dr. Jewel Tankard. I mean, she just never misses. It's just powerful. It's amazing. It's abundant. It's overflow. It's exciting. And I learned so much from everything that she's displaying. And so I'm really grateful that you guys are connected to so much strength. I'm really grateful. Thank you, UK, that you guys are connected to so much power. I'm really grateful that we are so unique inside of this space, so unapologetic about what we do, so clear about the mission at hand. So it's so obvious now that we are really chosen and called for a time such as this. But this is not the time to retreat. It's not the time to slow down. It's not the time to get comfortable. It's not the time to get complacent. It's not the time to be on the sideline. This is the time to be in the game. This is the time to have the full armor on. This is the time to be super duper clear. This is the time to be very, very focused. There's a shift that is going on in the earth realm. There's a shift that's going on in the economy. A wealth transfer is taking place. And so more now than ever, there's a lot of people who are dealing with this emotion and this feeling that they cannot describe and cannot understand, that's really wanting to subject them to missing out on the greatest opportunity of their life. This is the time to be strong. And that's why I believe that this masterclass was necessary. It was necessary for you to hop in to hear something in a different way, not to just take down notes, but say, listen, I've been really good at being a note taker. Now it's time for me to be an action taker. Now it's time for me to be consistent, getting out of a relationship with procrastination. Not only am I going to make sure that I develop the proper habits that are good, but identify the habits that are not so good so that I can get out of a relationship with those things, because you deserve more. You deserve more. But the blessing, the crazy thing about it is, guys, do you know the blessing is not just for you? The opportunity is not just for you. The product is not just for you. The business is not just for you. And so when you get out of a selfish mindset about this, then you go into group economics, you realize not only is this not about just you, but then you can borrow some of the beliefs, some of the courage, some of the bravery. You can borrow some of the ideas, some of the content, some of the conversation that you have access to in this community for you to make impact with those that are only going to hear your voice. But if your mindset is only what you have going on, if your mindset is only, well, I got to wait until this and wait until that, then you're going to miss the ability to be coachable. And your coachability is your shortcut to the success that you want to achieve. Your coachability is the shortcut to your profitability. Your coachability is the shortcut to your profitability. So if you really want to be profitable inside of this space, and this is new for you, then the more coachable you are, the quicker you will reach the level of success that you desire, because the blueprint has already been created. Many of you've already said a few times on here already, dang, I heard that before, but I needed to hear it differently. Why? Because what you're hearing amongst leaders in the industry is industry standard. So I can get on and say, hey, Manny, I need you to hop on. And maybe I haven't been on all Manny calls. Maybe I know that what Manny stands for. I know what Manny represents, but I know for a fact that it's industry standard. And if he's gotten to a certain level of success, then I already know the level of success that he's achieved is because he understands the fundamentals. He understands the blueprint. So guys, I am really elated for the experience that you guys are having. But this can't be just something that you feel good right now with, and then you get off and go back to your normal habits and normal behaviors. It's time to draw a line in the sand from the rich habits that you need to develop from the habits that maybe you developed in the past. I don't know about you, but I grew up on broke habits. Robbing Peter to pay Paul, broke habits. Broke habits, make extensions on bills, broke habits. Broke habits, sitting around other people who was broke habits. And I had to make a decision to develop rich habits, being in environments of rich people, understanding the way rich people thought, the way they responded to life, the way they did things, and consistently made those decisions. So what I want to do right now is bring a gentleman to the call that I have a huge amount of respect for. This guy is doing some really big things in the industry. He is crushing it in the market. He has a phenomenal system that the company has been using. I had a chance to connect with him in multiple different places, recently at SummerSlam, then again at the I Am United conference in Houston. Excited about Barcelona. That's coming up, guys. You guys need to be there. Excited about West Palm Beach. This is absolutely powerful. And what I wanted Manny to come on here and do, because I know that he understands both sides of this as a trader, but also as a builder. And some people got it confused. And many people come in, unfortunately, watch this. I'm just being transparent. I don't know no other way to be, but they come in with habits that are not rich. They come in with habits that cause them to be complacent. They come in with habits that cause them to be fearful. And what happens is they say, well, I do want to share this with people, but first I want to learn everything. I just want to make sure that when I talk to people, I know what I'm talking about. Now, in essence, there's an element of that we do want you to have clarity, but that's not the blueprint necessarily. The truth of the matter is there's so many people who can't even afford to be successful traders. There's so many people right now that just getting in was a stretch. Getting in was tight. So then how are you going to furnish your account appropriately to make it to the distance of success if you don't even have the income coming in? So we got to get the cash flow issue out of the way first. The cash flow got to be flowing in appropriately. And so what Manny is going to break down to you is why you need to be building a business to become a better trader. How it's going to put you in a win-win state of mind, because you got extra money coming in that you can now use from the building side to actually be more of an efficient trader, to be more of an efficient investor. So ladies and gentlemen, please drop some sevens in the chat. Drop some 7s in the chat for my brother. This brother always clean. I'm talking about clean. You hear me? He is always clean. He's always making major impact. I am super duper excited to be in this opportunity, be in this company with such giants in the industry that's making so much impact around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, help me bring to the line one of your favorite educators, one of your favorite chairman leaders, none other than Manny Q. Come on in, Manny. We're so excited to have you on with us on this amazing afternoon. Come on in, Manny. The floor is yours. Take it away, my brother.
Thank you so much, sis. If you can hear me, if everybody else can hear me, just drop a 7 or 8 or something inside of that chat box there. That way we're good. China, we're good.
We are good. We can hear you well, Manny. The floor is yours. I'm so excited to have you here. Manny said yes right away to hop on this masterclass with you guys. You guys love him. I was like, okay, guys, who do you guys want to hear from? They went bananas. They love what you're doing, Manny, just on both sides of this thing and leading by example and leading from the front. And I think it's important because of the success that you've acquired on both sides to really give perspective. I think sometimes people come in and they got an idea of what it's supposed to look like. They got an idea of how they're supposed to do it. But what they really need is instructions. What they really need is a high level of coachability so that they can have a high level of profitability. And so just share with us, a little bit about who you are, and then just go into, why you believe that they should be building to trade and not the other way around, like some people may assume.
Yeah, absolutely. I got it. So first off, let's just start off with by paying some homage and showing some love to China, to all the leaders here. For those of you that are in this masterclass, 8% is just showing up. You're doing here. Retain 100% of everything that you hear. But remember, you want to constantly exalt because practice doesn't necessarily make perfect. Practice makes permanent. And you have to always expose yourself and be on this type of information because a great leader will want a great follower, right? Everybody agree with that? And then my stream is good, right? Because I'm here in the hotel. My stream is good. Yes, we're good. All right, perfect. Every great leader was great.
I thought it was my end, Manny, but they are saying you're breaking up. I didn't say anything because sometimes it's my internet, but you may have to move to a different spot because I think it is so on my end, it's pretty choppy. And they're now saying they can't hear. I think it just dropped him off, guys. So we're going to get Manny to come back in here. Guys, look at the list of participants. I know that your team members, definitely are excited about what's happening. Get them on. If you don't see certain team members on here, continue to invite. Okay, perfect. Let me find you again. Manny, I don't know why people don't have the hand raising thing so I can see. Hold on. Let me pull them back in. Bam, here we go. All right, Manny, you are back on. You should be live, and then I'll let you know if I can hear you clearly on my side. Hold on. Let me see. Y'all drop some ones in the chat. Drop those ones in. Let's go. Drop those ones in the chat. This has been amazing so far, guys. You guys are getting, I'm talking about major value. Manny, I'm unmuting you, but it's not. I don't know what's happening on your side. Hold on. Okay, as he works that out on his side, look at the list of participants. I cannot stress that just because how many of you needed this call today? That maybe for whatever reason, if you would have missed it, you would have got maybe, a regurgitated expression of what happened, but it wouldn't have did it for you. You needed to hear Melanie. You needed to hear Jewel. You needed to hear me. Weird. Okay. 1 second. Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay. Hold on 1 second. Let me do it again. Y'all know this about to be real good. Anytime we got this level of, and that's what you got to do in life, guys. When things start happening, you got to push through. Like you got to push through. You cannot, oh, this happened and just go sit to the sideline. Like he's literally fighting to get back on here. This is like his 7th time coming back in.
Can y'all hear me?
Okay. All right. Okay. So I don't know how we can hear you because on my side, it don't even show you're unmuted, but hey, take it away. We can't hear you now.
Okay. But you can, right?
You're a little choppy still. I don't know if you can move positions, but on my side, it sounds a little robotic.
I mean, some of the whole internet is not letting us do what we need to do and see if I can try to come.
Can you dial in? Would allow you to dial in? Because it's very choppy. Can you dial in? Hold on 1 second, guys. Okay, so we'll get Manny to dial in, and then once he comes back in, we will bring him back up. I'm super excited once again. Perfect. He's going to dial in so we can hear. We'll be able to see him, but we'll be able to hear him more clearly. And I think the thing is, guys, you know, this is it happens. It's just what it is. It's not even a big deal. It's not even anything to address. But because we're on training, I like to use this scenario to just tell you there's going to be some things that happen in your business. There's going to be some things that happen in life. There's going to be some things that happen in relationships that just happen. You got to just keep pushing and keep going. Like you cannot allow everything that happens to cause you to kind of sit on the sidelines. So just be really real mindful to expect certain things to happen, especially the higher you go up. Listen, when I know something really big is about to happen in my life, I'm not saying I look for any kind of turmoil or issues or anything bad. But what I will say is, listen, if it happens, I get more excited. Like, okay, we're on our way to something huge. All right, man, I believe we can hear you clear now. Come on in. The background sounds clear. Let's see if you can take it away.
All righty, there we go. We looking a little better now?
Oh, it's much better. We got it, bro. We got you, bro. Let's do it.
Okay. All righty. So one more time, family. Again, we want to just apologize for that demonic delay. You know what I'm saying? But our blessing is here. And again, let's before we get started, let's go ahead. Let's actually show China. Let's show the leaders, everybody. Let's show yourselves just some incredible homage by showing you guys some love. Inside of that chat box, celebrating that you guys are here. I want you guys to remember that 80%, let me move this over here. 80% of success, all right, is showing up. That's where 80% of success is. 80% of success is just showing up, because you're not going to be able to retain 100% of the things that you hear. So that's why you need to hear them again and again and again and again in multiple different ways. So that way they can sit different with you. So that way the time that it's ready to activate, it can all come forth, and you can be able to speak with a power. You can be able to speak with authority. You'll be able to close deals with confidence. You'll be able to do what it is that you need to do. So again, I just want to congratulate everybody for being here today, and we're going to get right into it, right? So let's get right into it. Let's talk about this right now. And for those of you guys that don't know me too much, again, my name is Manny Quinones. I'm a Chairman 100 here in I Am Mastery Academy, shooting for Chairman 250. We actually just came back from the GoPro Hall of Fame. So I've watched almost the last 10 years being inside of this industry, some of the greatest in our industry touch that stage and receive that award. And to have just received that award yesterday myself was an absolute honor, and just coming up throughout this industry and being the position that I'm in today, every single day is humbling. Every single day is humbling. But I did not get to this position on accident. You know, success is never accidental. You'll never hear somebody say, oh, I'm broke by accident. I'm on welfare by accident. Nobody ever says that. People love to talk about being self-made. I'm self-made rich. I'm self-made this. I'm self-made that. But you never hear nobody say, oh, I'm self-made broke. I'm self-made poor. I'm self-made living generational curse. Nobody ever wants to say nothing like that. So I want you guys to remember that we are all self-made. Our life, family, that's how we're going to begin this training. That's the type of energy that we want to be able to have. Our life is a sum total of all of our decisions. So if you feel like your life is not so great, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, financially, right? That's the result of back-to-back poor decisions or back-to-back lack of decisions that you've made that have led to this very point in life right here, right now, right? And the best part about being a human being is that, like that, with a snap of a finger, just like that, you can decide to start making the right decisions. You can start making the right decisions today that's going to get you goal setting. That's going to get you to where you want to be in the next 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, 48 months. God says, if you ask not, you have not. He will not give you, right? But there is a huge difference. Sorry about that, family. There is a huge, huge difference between wanting and a huge difference in working. I want you to remember that, right? A lot of people are entrepreneurs. They want to be entrepreneurs, right? But they're not actually entrepreneurs. Most of you guys have not had all the level of success that you could have because you have not yet done all that you could do. And that fear, that mindset, these type of things, pardon me, that fear, that mindset, these type of things is what is holding you back from the life that you want to be able to attain, for the results that you want to be able to have. There are too many of us that are just living in fear. And I believe that we're living in fear. And we're living in fear because we're hanging on to what we don't know. We don't know what the future is going to hold, right? We want to be here. We want to be able to be there. But what's going to happen if I do this? Or what's going to happen if I do that? So I'm going to tell you guys this. I want you guys to stop counting the costs. I want you guys to stop worrying what your life is going to look like if it was this or if it was that or option A or option B. I want you guys to start making a plan. I want you guys to really make a real 12-month, 36-month, 48-month, 72-month plan on what you want to do, where you want to be in your business, in the back office, and in the trading account. And then you have to build your life backwards based on those plans and then create the actions that you need to be able to hit those goals. Those are risk mitigation goals. Many of us want to get to chairman. Many of us want to get to chairman in the trading account, but you're trying to go for the big leap without taking the small step. This is the type of mindset that got me to where I'm at and where I'm at today. So I want to talk to you guys a little bit about getting the confidence that you need to be able to build this business and trade inside of this business. Okay, I want to give you this confidence. And the first thing that it understands is your partnership with the company. Now, this is nothing that you guys have not already heard, but this is something that I want to be able to share with you guys, because remember this, as the days pass, this becomes routine to us. Trading, building, working, it becomes routine to us. After the excitement dies, it is your discipline, it is your dedication to continue day to day to day to day to day to be able to hit your goals. But for every other person that is out there, this is completely brand new information. So they are absolutely excited. So I want to remind you guys again, because this is about building to trade. So I want to remind you guys about why we're here. Why is your partnership with the company so special? Why is the company so unique? Every year, I want you guys to think about this. We are a trade education company, but yet every single year at GoPro, we have at least 10 different multimillionaire Hall of Famers that are stepping on that stage. Our company is completely taking over this industry. And that's because you guys need to get in alignment with what this company truly is. If you want to be able to build up this company cannot be about you. This cannot be about you. This company is about the future. This company is about what we can do for people. And that's the mindset you always have to be in. I always wanted my results, but I always put myself second. I made myself secondary, and I made other people hitting their goals a priority. Because like Zig Ziglar said, I know if I can help enough people get what they want, I will be able to get what I want, right? And why do I say that? Because when we come into this company, right, I said, if I'm going to be able to build this company, if I'm going to be able to trade inside of this company, why am I standing behind this company? What does this company represent? What does this company do? My phone is blowing up right now, okay? What does this company do? I want you guys to remember that you guys are partners. When you guys decided to become an IBO, for this company, you guys decided to become an independent business partner of the largest trade education company in the world. You are not working with mom and pop's shop. You're not working with the Google guru, right? You're not working with the YouTube knockoff guy. No. You guys are working with a multiple $1 million international trade education company with advanced softwares, some of the best education, some of the best technology coming out, some of the best leadership inside of the world. A company that has already successfully trained over 1 million students. I want to tell you guys this, right? You ever see people that talk bad about the company, right? You go online, you see the reviews and think about the company. Let me ask you guys a question. How many people actually go on a vacation? Like, I'm having a great time in Vegas. I had a great time doing a helicopter tour over Vegas. I'm having a great time renting slingshots, riding over the Hoover Dam, right? I'm not going to these companies and writing positive reviews every second because I'm so busy living my life. I'm so busy having fun that I'm just living it up. I'm like, wow. And I'm telling everybody that I know, yo, this was amazing. You got to go here. You got to go there. You got to go there. But I'm not leaving the reviews. You know why? Because happy people don't complain. It is the unhappy people, the people that did not take the necessary steps, the people that did not take the necessary actions that they needed to take to be able to get equipped on the trading side, get equipped on the building side. And because they failed to take those necessary actions, what do? Misery loves company. So they want to go ahead and they want to go put up every negative review, every negative article, and they want to suck everybody up into their little negative asshole, right? And then it's like, oh, look, this is what the company is about. This company has had so much results that we can't even keep track of our results. It went from losing track of our results to our results being so outrageous, we couldn't even document our results. We're having so much results. Everybody got to be like, shh. Don't let them know you hit 7 figures. Shh. Don't let them know you're a full-time trader. Shh. Don't let them know you living the life of your dream. There are so many people that have taken the right actions to live the life that they want through this company that it's like, it is so overwhelming. And you are partner. You are front end. You are the CEO of this company right now. And a lot of the reasons, I'm going to get to the build to the trade part, but a lot of the reasons that you guys are not actually closing deals is because you are not being the walking, talking CEO of your business. When I'm walking outside, I am Christopher Terry. You might as well call me Christopher Terry when I'm outside, because I talk about this company like I own it. I got 200 educators. I got multiple lawyers. I got all these different scanners. We are helping millions of students around the world. Oh, I would love to connect with you. You'd be a perfect fit for what I do. Oh, do you take Bitcoin payments? Oh, you don't? Oh, you didn't want to learn about that? That's up my alley. You know, let me give you about 30 minutes of my time. I'll be able to put you in a better position in the next 12 months. You're going to love this, right? You guys have to be the walking, talking CEO, because the newest person, they do not see the company. They don't see the vision. They don't see the testimonials. They don't see the results. They're not at the conventions. They haven't seen the thousands of people screaming at the top of their lungs, losing their voice. They haven't seen all of this. All they see is you. You are the window. You are the door to opportunity. So when you're there and you're not excited and you're not in authority and you're not in your confidence and you're not like actually sharing this the way it's meant to be shared, and you're on some, yeah, you know, can I help? I'm not going to try to convince you to join, to make money, to break generational curses, to mentor you for a better life. If God has not already put that inside of your head, if that's not something that you're already attaining, that you're already seeking in your life, we're not on the same type of time. There's millions of other people out there that are dying and searching for an opportunity. Why am I going to waste 2 hours and 2 days following up with you when you still scream and scam? I'm looking for the people that are winners, the people that are like, don't worry about how much this costs. How much does this make? The people that are like, yo, you know what? It's $250 to join. I'm about 50 from you. I'm going to have the 50 and I'm going to have no excuses. Those are the type of people that you need to be able to work with because of the type of results and the type of impact and the type of education that we are giving to people. This company, why did Chris Terry create this company? Right? Just so you guys can understand this. And we're getting to our point here. Why? Does anybody know why? Chris Terry created this company because he said this. Trade education is so important. We could all agree that we're beating the banks at their own game, right? We're advancing in the NFT space. We're advancing in the crypto space. We're advancing in the technology space, right? We are leaps and bounds ahead of so many different people. We make money so many different ways in this company. We're running laps around somebody that's working that has a 9-to-5 mentality, not working 9 to 5, that has a 9-to-5 mentality, right? But there's a huge thing that you guys are missing, right? And it's that you have an instant gratification mindset. And that instant gratification mindset, okay, is trickling into other areas of life that are doing you a disservice. You see, because many people, they want to be able to come in here and they want to get year 5, year 6, year 7 results in week 1, week 2, week 3. Girl, you don't even know what a pip is. You can't even show me what a market structure reversal is. I'm talking Chinese to you while I'm talking to you, and you've been in the company for a whole year, and you expect me to believe that you're going to be successful when you haven't actually dove into the education. People have an instant gratification mindset because look at the world that we live in right now. Oh, you want food? Boom, we got microwave moms popping up. Boom, there goes some Pop-Tarts and Hot Pockets. Oh, you need internet? Okay, I got it right here. Let your internet delay for just 1 second and see how you lose your cool. Oh, my internet. Oh, there it goes. It's working. And you're about to lose your whole ish. You're about to lose your whole thing because we live in an instant gratification society. And then you want to be able to have an instant success in trading. But the fact of the matter is that trading takes time, and that's okay. That's okay. And you have to be okay with letting people know that. Because if they don't understand that, listen, you might be here a year or 2 or 3, a year, 2 or 3 before you actually fully get it. Yeah, you might come in. You might make a couple of dollars, $50 here, $100 there, your first week, your first month, $2, $3, $4, $500 there. You might make your cute money and X, Y, and Z and feel good about it. But you're not here to make cute money. You're here to make the big money. You're here to, the money's so big, you just like, wow, that amount of money's in my account right now, right? Where your account is looking like phone numbers. You're here for that type of money. And that type of money don't come to year 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7 and beyond. And you have to be willing to stay and educate yourself and go through all of this. Because if you're not, can you explain to me why you're okay with working 5, 10 years at your job to get a $1 raise while the economy is getting more and more and more and more and more expensive, and you're just holding more and more and more and more and more behind on your bills? Can anybody tell me how does that even make sense? When I'm telling you, listen, I'm not telling you to quit your job. I'm telling you, give me an hour, 2 hours out of your day, get connected with our community, educate yourself on the side, put that Netflix away, put that TV away, put that dumb phone away, put all that away. Give me an hour or 2 of your time every day for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And then your life can look like something. Then your life can be a movie. Then you can wake up getting on helicopters, eating $600 steaks every night, drinking whatever it is that you want to drink, do whatever it is you want to do, buy whatever it is that you want to buy. I got Burberry for pajamas. I ran out of things to buy. So I want you guys to understand this. Okay, is that those results take time, and it is okay to take time to get to those big results that you want. Now, the network marketing side came into place. Why? Because people need money to be able to trade. They need money to trade. You can't trade if you have no money. So have you ever seen people that try to trade and then they can finally trade, but then they got no bread? And it's like, oh, I don't know how to get bread. I don't know how to get bread. Let me start a signal company. Boy, let me come over here and slap some sense inside of you. Listen, the network marketing side is not just about putting other people in a position to win. Because this is something that Lou told me one time too. Because I was trading for 2 years before I started building again. Because I had some negative taste on network marketing because of what my friends had did to me. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to trade. I'm going to do that. I watch a whole bunch of my friends hit 7 figures while I was like, oh, I'm cute with my little trading account over here. I decided to get serious in building back in 2017. And Lou had told me this, it's crazy. He goes, has the trading changed your life? And, mind you, I'm not making all this money at the time. And I had to think about it. And I'm like, yeah, trading changed my life. Because if you can make just enough money to replace whatever you're making at your job, if you're making $500-$700 a week at your job, if you could start withdrawing $500 to $700 a week in your trading account, guess what? You have retired yourself. You're now replacing the money that you made at your job, and now you're twice as rich. You have your money and you have your time, putting you in a completely unique situation. Success is not making the millions. Success is earning your time back and living by your means. That's what success is. And that's where I was at the time. And I'll say, yeah, trading has changed my life for that very reason. I'm actually able to, I don't need to hustle or do this or do that. If I need to make a few hundred or a few thousand, I can have a week or two in the market and make that type of money. And other people don't have access to this. They need a whole nother job. They got to get hired. They got to do all this to make extra money. I could actually go in the market and make some money. So he said, Manny, he goes, if this helped you and changed your life, why are you being selfish? There are other people out there that are waiting for the same opportunity. Other people that need to win right now. And they're not waiting for your blessing. They're not waiting for you to hit 6 figures. They're not waiting for you to hit 7 figures. They're not saying yes because you made a couple of dollars. They're saying yes because they want to be able to make money. So you need to stop being selfish and you need to start being selfless. And you need to help put other people in the same position that your boys put you in. That's what you need to do. And that's the mindset that I had when I came to build. So when you are building up I Am Mastery Academy, you're so focused on the negatives. You're so focused on the people saying no, that they ain't doing nothing for you. You got to say, you have to have that bum mentality. Does anybody here know what the bum mentality is? Right? A bum in New York City will ask somebody for $1. Can I get $1? No. Can I get $1? No. Can I get $1? No. Can I get $1? And his feelings don't get hurt. You never see a bum get hurt. Can I get $1? No. Can I get $1? No. And then he just keeps going and going and going and going until he gets a yes. And then he goes and 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 he goes until he gets a yes. You need to have the bum mentality if you want to be able to make it big inside of this industry. Okay, so the whole purpose of this network and coming inside of this network is that you get to be able to put other people in a position to win and then grow a network of people and come up together. So while time is passing, while you're making your cute money, while you're learning how to trade to get serious and geared up to handle a $50,000, a $500,000, $1 million account in the market, as the time is passing and you're honing your skills and getting better and better and better and better, at the same time, what are you doing? You're building a financial network of people around you, and then you're making money from the compensation plan. So you're making an income while you're making an impact in somebody's life. And that right there and there is powerful. So by the time you know it, when you're ready, even if you haven't made like a lot of money, because this is what people do sometimes. People will learn how to trade. They'll be stuck at a 1, 2, 3. There's always a balance somebody's stuck at. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,000. You can't get past it. But you go slap Chairman 10, slap Chairman 25 in the face, and you're like, you know what? I know how to trade. I can't get past that amount, but I know how to trade. So let me just dump a little $10,000 in my account and give myself a better. We were just talking about this last night with Ivan Tapia. A lot of traders do that. They learn how to trade, then they dump the big portion of money in their account, and then they blew that up into hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars. That works for some people, and for some other people, it works from taking a small account and flip it to the millions. There's all these different ways. But the magic is that as time is passing, as you're getting better at trading, you're now having this income coming in from the comp plan that's allowing you to trade better, because a lot of you guys, trust me, as a trader, a lot of you guys think that you're not emotionally attached to your money. If you can't just, whatever money's in your account, if you have $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 in your account, if you can't just go drop that right now on a little experience and just not think twice about it, you're going to be emotional about that money. So while you think that your mind is clear while you're trading, you're actually not. It's cloudy. And then once you lose the money and you hit this and you hit that or whatever happened, then you're like, oh, how did I not see that? How did I know that? Because you're cloudy, because you're trading with money that you should not be able to jeopardize. You understand? So when you now have money from the residual income, this is real play money. This is real money that you're really not worried about because you got your job. Your job is covering your bills and your overhead and your kids and all that. And then you got the bonus of the residual income coming in. And then now you can take that bonus and you could throw that bonus to your trading account. So as you're getting better and better and better, you're flipping and flipping and flipping and flipping, and then that makes trading that much easier. It makes trading that much more simpler. And honestly, as time passes, it makes that much more sense. Let me ask you guys a question, right? And I'm gonna ask you guys this, and I want you guys to answer this in the chat box for me over here real quick. If you guys were making $20,000 a month, right? If you guys were making $20,000 a month, okay? If you guys were making $20,000 a month, do you think you'd be eating at the same places, shopping at the same places, living in the same places? Do you think you'd be having the same mindset, right? Just at $20,000. We're not even talking about big money, right? Just at $20,000 extra a month, right? You wouldn't be, right? Now, this is the thing. Many people, what are y'all trying to do? Y'all are blocking other people's blessings. You're like, yo, I'm going to get so lit off this trading, and then I'm going to put people on. By the time you've even made enough money and you didn't put nobody on, everybody's going to be down to spend your money. Like, oh, Manny did it. You did it. Shamal did it. Tamika did it. Y'all did it. Everybody, they did it. They have no problem going out with you. They have no problem going to the club with you, spending your money. They have no problem going out to eat with you, spending your money. But then when it comes to them making money, it's like, oh, you're already in a whole different league. Like, how can you even look at your people and talk and walk and chill with your people? You're in a whole different league. If you make the most money out of all of your friends, you need a new circle. Bottom line. So if you're not going to change your friends, then change your friends. If you're not going to change your circle, then change your circle. Be that person that changes your circle and puts them on, because there's going to be nothing better than having to be up in the industry and then all of your friends are up with you. And let me tell you something. There's this law of association. So if you're trying to come up the ladder and your friends are not trying to come up the ladder with you, they're not going to be your friends very long. They're going to be acquaintances. What are you going to do in 2, 3, 4, 5 years when you driving around these big boy toys and you flying all over the world? I got people that I'm still like, I still cool with. I know them from my hood from back in the day. I still know them, but we on two total different times. Like you can't even afford to eat where I eat. Like you need to save up for the whole month just to have a dinner with me at nighttime. Like I can't chill with you. Let me put you on to what I do. So you don't want that to happen to the people that surround you. So there is power in growing your network and coming up with the people that surround you. You can be the change in your world. You could be the change in your community. You could be the change in your family. You could be the change in your friends and your social circles, in your social circles. You could be the change at your workplace. You need to be loud. You need to be proud, and you need to roar from the mountaintop. Because I want you guys to understand that there is no man or woman, son or daughter born on planet Earth that is greater than you. God made us all equal. So you are already blessed with talent. You are already blessed with ideas. You're already blessed with creativity. You're already blessed with gifts. You're already blessed with a voice, right? God gave it to all of us. Some of us just work those talents, those gifts that God gave us a little harder than you. And the only difference between the student and the master is that the master failed more times than the student ever tried. You need to do something 10,000 hours. Somebody asked me when I hit Chairman 10, they're like, Manny, how did you hit Chairman 10, right? How'd you hit Chairman 10? I was like, I exposed a lot of people. And then he was asking me some questions and he was like, I just can't get to P600. I just can't get to P600. I just can't do it. And I asked him, I said, how many presentations have you done? He was like, I said, no. Now, how many presentations have you been to? Now, how many presentations, Zooms that you've been on? Not how many presentations that you've hosted calls on? How many presentations have you done? My man pulled up his finger, and right when he pulled up his finger, I was just like, bro, don't even tell me. Because if you can count with your finger how many presentations you have done, you have not done enough. In my first 6 months of being in this business, I did not know how to present. Even when I started in this industry, I was doing phone presentations. I was the dude that was breaking down, like somebody would, and I would, don't do this. But in the beginning, the minute that somebody was like, showed a little bit of interest, I was like, giving them the whole presentation on the phone. I talked about this so much that I got good at talking about this. I talked about this so much that when I look in the mirror and I present, I'm like, damn, I need to sign up all over again because I sound that good. That's how many times I have talked about this business. And that's where you guys need to be. If you guys want to be like that with trading, if you guys want to be able to be like that with building, if you guys want to have all that you've ever had, you got to be willing to do more than you have ever done because it makes sense to build and trade. Mama didn't raise no fool. So how many of you guys are really ready to be able to take this to the next level? How many of you guys are really, really ready to start going out there and making an impact while making an income? How many of you guys are understanding that you are the walking representative of the largest trade education company in the world that has lost track of its testimonies, right? We are the highest. We're the best trade education company in the world. We're the best network marketing company in the world. We have the most highest income earners in the world. We have the most Hall of Famers in the world. We're the most talked about on the whole entire planet. Why do you think everybody keeps trying to attack us? Because we got it. We got it. We got it so good. You guys got it. And you are positioned right here, front line in a digital age, in a world where cryptos is popping, NFTs is popping, trade education. Everybody wants to go into business for themselves. We are at the forefront of this financial revolution that is happening inside of this world. And you are telling me that building out this business and how do you think this is becoming? Because people are exposing other people to this industry and they are getting paid. They are getting paid. They're getting paid. They're getting paid. They're getting paid. So is this going to blow up beside you? Are you going to watch this blow up beside you? Or are you going to jump in the fire, jump in the mix, jump in the circle, start talking so this can blow up underneath you, right? You got to keep shooting your shot because you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. So every opportunity you got to grow your network, you got to do it. Because you are making an income while you're making an impact. You're making the world a better place. You're putting people in a position to win. You're putting people in a company that's giving them entrepreneurship, that's giving them mentorship, that's helping them break generational curses, that's helping giving them peace of mind, that's helping deliver them from so many different things, that introduces them to Jesus. Like, I need you guys to understand, it only makes sense, and you do yourself a disservice if you're not building to trade. And that's all I've ever done. That's all I've ever done. I've always, before I passed it back to China, I've always divided my schedule. I've always had set hours where I was going to build and set hours that I was going to trade because it was all about a schedule. Like me, I'm a New York trader now. Some of you guys might be a London or a Sydney session trader. You guys might have a certain time. But if I trade in the morning, I'm trading 2, 3, 4 hours in the morning, 4 or 5 days a week at this point. My morning, don't call me. I got no team calls. I got nothing set up for the morning. I am just dedicated to trading. When 12 o'clock hit, that computer shut down. And for the rest of the day, I am building this business. It is that simple. It don't got to be complicated. I'm not in my feelings and my emotions all day. I make my money or I lose my money in the morning. And then for the rest of the day, I am building. For the rest of the day, I am exposing. For the rest of the day, I am putting people in a better financial position, growing our network, growing their family, because what makes me the most excited and what should make you guys the most excited, again, is the results that the next person can make. Because trust me, while you're stuck on you, there could be somebody that can come in that can blow right past you. They just, whatever it is that needed to work, it might have worked for them and they made $1 million. Or so are you going to hate on them that they made $1 million? Or are you going to sit back and just be so proud like, yo, my man just made $1 million. I got stuck at $5,000, right here. That's where I'm at right now. But you made $50,000, man. I'm proud of you, man. What are you doing with that? What are you doing with that? And then that's more fuel, more testimonies, more stories to be able to share with people. So family, you guys really understand the time that we are in right now, the season that we're in? The whole world is shifting, it's changing right under us. It's right, and you're at the forefront. So you need to be loud, you need to be proud, you need to be strong, you need to walk and move with authority, understanding that you are in the best place that you can possibly be to be able to grow this business. And the benefits that come with building out this business adding to your trade education is just a whole nother level, fam. You guys got blessings on blessings on blessings on blessings waiting for you, just coming to you. Some days, some hours, some minute on that calendar. When you open up that calendar app, some day, some hour, some minute is your day. But if you give up, no day's ever going to be your day, family. So again, I just want to thank you guys so much. I think that's my time because you cut off my screen. So China, again.
I didn't do that. I don't know who did that. Well, I don't know who just popped that up. Somebody's sharing their screen and we're going to see it. So, oh my gosh, Manny, you just dropped so many bombs. You dropped so many jewels, so many gems. It just was amazing. I love your authenticity, sharing your story, going through your journey and your process, and really helping people to understand that everybody's going to have their own journey, their own process, but making sure that you leverage everything that this company offers. Manny, we appreciate you. I know that you're in Vegas. Congratulations on being inducted into the Hall of Fame, the $1 million Hall of Fame for GoPro. That's a big deal for networking. Guys, our company is dominating in what's happening in the industry of network marketing. It would be ridiculous not to maximize who you're learning from. Guys, drop some sevens in the chat and just show Manny some love. Again, you can catch him on Go Live in the FRX Academy, giving you nothing but gems and nuggets and helping you to really take your business to your trade account to the next level. But as you just heard just now, he showed you how you can actually get the money so you can put more. What if you had more money to trade with? How much more efficient of a trader would you be? Manny, thanks again so much for being here with us. Thanks for taking some time away while you're doing what you're doing in Vegas. You could have been in total celebratory space and just celebrating, but you decided to take a moment to hop on here and serve. And we are forever grateful for everything that you just provided. Thank you again, Manny. We appreciate you. And we're looking forward to celebrating you all the way up. Chairman 250 is always nothing. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, guys.
Wow, that was amazing, amazing. Y'all continue to show some love in the chat. I hope you guys are leveraging social media right now, taking videos. If you ever see us with our phone up like this, is because we're taking videos of what's happening, and then we're going on social media and we're tagging. You want to leverage the business tools that you have, guys. Social media is such a powerful business tool. When people see who you're connected to, when people see what you're doing on a Saturday morning, that alone is going to get their attention. It would be crazy for you not to leverage the information that you have access to now and show that. So what happens is you take a quick video, you go to Instagram, you post it on your stories, but before you post it, you make sure that you tag me in it, tag Jewel in it, tag Melanie in it, tag Manny in it. And then the next gentleman that's coming up, guys, I am so, listen, now this right here is different. I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, like we got some history that's happening and something that's happening that's so iconic right now that I'm really elated. When he replied back, yes, that he will hop on this masterclass to serve you guys, my heart smiled because I know what he's been able to do in this industry. I know how he has led from the front, from the beginning, and I know his story inside of I Am Mastery Academy is one of the most iconic stories inside of this company. And I'm so excited because when he trains, when he teaches, he does it from the front. He leads from the front. He leads by example, and to see his walk and what's happening right now, it just warms my heart. And so I am so excited right now to introduce to some and present to others your Chairman 500 loading, Mr. Austin Ghazi, who has a phenomenal story. He is one of the legends. He's one of the icons in IM. I remember when I first got started in this company almost 6 years ago now, he was already winning big. In fact, it was probably his story that was the biggest story in the company at the time that I joined. And I got so excited about the possibilities of what could happen for me because of what he was doing. I remember texting him, asking him about his structure and infrastructure of his business because he has a global team, building teams in South America. I don't know if Austin speaks Spanish or not, but I know that he has a strong organization globally, and he's definitely somebody that you want to learn from. I watched this brother go through so many different cycles of life, and now to see him represent Christ so strong, it warms my heart. I'm elated. I'm excited because what I know is the best is yet to come. So ladies and gentlemen, help me to bring to the floor and celebrate our very own Chairman 500 loading, Mr. Austin Ghazi. Austin, my brother, come on in. Take it away. We're so excited to have you here with us today.
Well, first of all, between your edification and Manny, you just going nuts on the call. I'm sitting here and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to come on here, but thank you for having me on here, China. We do go way back. I can't wait to see you again in person. Happy Saturday to everybody. Happy Sabbath to everybody. It's been a fire call. I was sitting here trying to take notes. My hands are like sweat, smashing my computer keyboard, trying to take enough notes. But I'm super excited to be on here and be with you guys. So, China, thank you again for having me on here.
I'm excited, Austin. I think it's important. I don't know if you want to just dive in, but I would love for members who are newer to kind of hear about your journey and the first time you came, because I believe it took a lot of humility to come back into the space again. And I don't think enough people know. I feel like I Am has like two stories, and I don't believe you could erase the past and what we've been through. Because I think that's what the power is, knowing what we've been able to overcome and accomplish. But if you don't mind, share with the listeners. Some of them know exactly who you are and they know all about your story. And then some of them, they just know about where you are right now. So if you share a little bit about you, I'd appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, I just wanted to share a little scripture. It's Sabbath day, so I feel like I would be doing wrong to not come on here and just share some spiritual scriptural value. So I was reading this last night in Matthew 7. So, and this scares me, bro, because I remember my pastor talking about how scary would it be not only not to go to heaven, but just spend the rest of eternity surrounded by fools. Yeah, that's scary. Swear. And it's crazy, man. You know, we talk about manifestation. We talk about law of attraction. We talk about before we can hold something in our hands, we must first see it in our mind. And these are all true. These are all, you know, appropriate ways to be able to get things and attain success in life. You know, a lot of people think it's like the realm, but when it comes to prayer, when it comes to God, having that relationship, because I used to know God, but I didn't know God. I knew of God, but I had no relationship with him. And it says, look, keep on asking and you will receive what you ask for. Keep on seeking and you will surely find. Keep on knocking and the door will be open to you. For everyone who asks, receives. Everyone who seeks, finds, and everyone who knocks, the door will be open. So that kind of goes hand in hand with what Manny was just saying. If you give up on this journey, I'm going to kind of go into my story really quickly, but if you give up on this journey, if you have these negative thoughts and they overpower you, first of all, anything negative, lies are from the devil. God does not lie. God is truthful. And one thing that I really realized is, look, you know, the devil is always working. Demons are always up at night. They can't sleep. They have no peace. Jesus is the Prince of Peace. So it just really blew me away to really understand that in this business, guys, you know, people say, oh man, it's so hard. It is hard. But at the end of the day, it brings so much peace knowing that what we're doing, going out there, helping other people, being able to get to a point of financial position. You know, he talked about buying your time back. You know, you can have time pieces. You can have a Rolls Royce, a penthouse, a mansion, private jets. These things are nice. I know we like the finer things in life, but when it comes to being able to buy your time back, when it comes to be able to wake up and do things on your own schedule, that is the real definition of freedom. So a little bit about my story. You know, when I first came into the industry about 8.5 years ago, I was homeless. I was living in my car. I went to 13 schools in 12 years. By no means was I in a position to come into this company where I had influence, where I had attraction, I had social media. You know, people look now and they're like, damn, bro, you speak so well. You know, I wish I could get in front of people like you. First of all, I was an introvert. I was embarrassed to speak in front of people. My first home event, my third day of network marketing. Don't talk to me about this, bro. I literally remember my upline. I had 27 people over. I tricked half of the people to come up. Guys, this is how I had to build my business. I was in a position where, look, I was a street pharmacist, okay? That's what I was doing. That was my employment, right? I came from a different background. So I was tricking people to come over. Yo, we'll smoke, we'll do this, we'll that. I didn't know what I was doing. So people were coming in with like 6 packs of beer to the home event. My uplines were like, bro, what is actually going on here? And I'm like, bro, you told me just to get butts in seats. If they show up, they'll sign up. I said, okay, cool. So literally 5 minutes before the event starts, my upline's like, hey, bro, you're going to open up the event. I said, what do you mean I'm going to open up the event? And he said, yeah, you're going to start the event. You're going to open up and you're going to introduce us and edify us and then we'll do the presentation. I said, nah, bro, I can't speak. And he said, no, you have to. He said, the person at the room is usually making the most money. He said, you have to get up there. The person that shares the story the most usually makes the most money, right? So I'm like, okay, but what do I say? He said, just get up there. People will never remember what you say. They just remember how you say it. It made them feel. I'm like, okay, I don't know what you're talking about. He said, just get up there, be excited, introduce us, and then get off. So I get up there and I'm panicking. My mind draws blank. Literally, my palms are sweaty. My knees are buckling. There's piss going down my right leg. I'm terrified. And everything that he told me to say, I could not remember. I'm sitting there trying to enunciate my words. And I literally said this. I get up there and I'm just like, all right, guys, well, so with that being said, man, here's Tom. Tom, let's go, man. Let's go. It was so embarrassing. But guys, look, what Manny was talking about, those calls, yes, 8 years ago, there wasn't TikTok, there wasn't Twitter birds, there wasn't Facebook and Instagram like it is nowadays. I mean, guys, there was no social media platforms to really be able to go out there and have attraction marketing. I'm going to get into a little bit about how to build international. How actually not how you can build, how I build. Because this is the way that I've been able to go out there and build now almost 90% of my volume in business completely outside the United States. There's nothing wrong with America, but let me tell you what, it's a different kind of build when you go out there. Like, bro, the loyalty, the integrity, the kind of characteristics, the work ethic. I mean, people build different. And here in America, you give somebody $1,000, they come back with a new pair of J's and a new, gaming system. You give somebody $1,000 international, they come back with a business and they pay their family's rent. It's different, the kind of mentality. So guys, when I first came into the business, I learned to develop the skill set. Manny was talking about these calls. Guys, when I first got into the business and let alone the company, guys, we were doing calls. We were posting ads on Craigslist. We didn't know what we were doing. Guys, the game is so different now. When I joined network marketing, guys, I came into a product-based company and I was so blessed to be able to learn. I had to come into it and learn how to actually go out there and sell, not even just share. It was physical products. Guys, there was no way to make any other money except for getting people to buy the product. Guys, in this company, you can make money without telling a single person. That's the sexy part about the company. People love that kind of dynamic where you can learn to be a trader. You can learn to be an investor. You can learn to make money behind your computer. But obviously, why would we want to do that? So when I came into the company in 2015, in late October, early November, when I met Christopher Terry, guys, I had been involved in trading since 2014, okay? I found Forex from a friend of mine, and I thought it was a complete scam or joke. He came to me and he was like, yo, bro, he was actually somebody part of my team in a previous company. He said, bro, I just made $2,000 this week trading Forex. And guys, I remember 5-10 years ago, 10 grand a month was like the mecca. Like if you're making $10,000 per month, that is it's mind-boggling. It's hard to wrap your head around that. Guys, now there's people in the company making 10 grand per day and it's like, sheesh, 10 grand per week, right? It's different. How many times have you seen your mentors or traders or educators in the company making 10 grand in a trade? Guys, I set a goal earlier this year. I wanted to have my first 100,000 on here being real. Hopefully you guys don't just blast this all over everyone.
You're good. You're good.
Okay, cool.
We love
so, I mean, guys, we'll just keep it real. I blew so many accounts. So look, here's the funny part. Guess who got me into Forex? Garrett Roberts in 2014. I joined his Facebook group. Oh man, this goes way back. I'm messaging Garrett, yo, bro, I want my money back because I joined his Facebook group and it was like baby pips. It was like YouTube videos. And I paid like $150 to join it. And I'm like, yo, bro, I'm not learning anything. I don't know what I'm doing. I could have got all this stuff online for free. He was like, yo, sorry, bro. I forget if he gave me my refund or not because he knew we were cool and cordial. I think he just gave me the money back. But I blew so many accounts, guys. I lost so much money in trading over and over and over and over again. And I'll tell you what, it was because of my lack of emotional intelligence. It wasn't it was because of my greed. It was because of my anger. It was because of my revengefulness. It was because I didn't understand how the patient people in investing, that's where the money moves from. The money and the wealth will move from the impatient to the patient. Okay? So it's about emotional intelligence. And that applies to the business as well. Let me tell you what, this game of Forex and crypto, the metaverse, first of all, right here, right now, let me tell you something. You guys are part of something that you will look back on and only, what did Steve Jobs say? Sometimes you can only look back connecting the dots. Don't you realize that sometimes bad relationships, boyfriend, girlfriend breakup, or you look back at businesses you did or things that happened in your life, and you can only kind of look back and create wisdom from that experience. It's not just what you learn in your knowledge, but the wisdom of reflecting back. In the next 5 or 10 years, there will be no middle class. You have to decide right now, I'm either going to be broke and poor in 5, 10 years, or I'm going to be wealthy and rich. Right? Rich University, right? We're on here to teach you guys and enable you guys to get to a point where you're not only in a position to where you have money, but you have the time freedom as well. I know plenty of people out there who have plenty of money. I meet people every day who have millions, or they have nice cars, big houses, they fly, but they don't have any time, man. And that would just suck for me to not be able to spend time with my children, not be able to spend time with my wife, not be able to take off on a sat. You know what I used to always talk about and brag about? And it's a 10 commandment. God says, remember to honor the Sabbath. It's the only commandment that mentions to remember. So it's almost like God knew that we would forget to honor the Sabbath. If God created the world in 3 days, right? And he did all of this in 6 days and took 1 day off, why are we better than God? It's important to take that time. Isn't that a blessing? People always talk about no days off, man. I'm going so hard. I used to brag about, Bill Gates said he never took a day off in his 20s, man. I used to brag about that. And yeah, of course, I have that work ethic to be able to put that time on the grind. And you heard about the 10,000 hour rule. That's actually from the book called Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, where the elite level professionals in different industries, whatever it may be, they invest 10,000 hours beating into their craft, practicing, actually doing the work. How many presentations? I've been to so many. No. How many have you presented? When I first joined the industry, I remember where I would do 3 presentations per day. I would do 1 every single night at my house. That was just a rule of thumb. Every night at my house at 8 p.m. And I had a little 2-bedroom house in the hood, holes in the wall, rats, roaches. Ask Julian Kushner. When he first finally flew out in our first company to come see me, he came to my house and he was like, yo, bro, I'm not staying like here, am I? Like, is there like another teammate's house I can stay at? Like, there's cats everywhere outside, bro. It's not clean here, bro. It's not sanitary. Can I go somewhere else? So imagine I'm inviting people into my house talking about a financial revolution. And people come in, they're like, bro, what the heck is going on here? When I first got into the company, guys, again, when I went Chairman 100 in 4.5 months with my business partner, the first time in IM, no products, no leadership, no 7-figure mentorship. The website, the back office was like a 1998, like logging in, backing up. I don't want to hear you complain about how your back office looks. Oh, well, the structural, the tree, the payment processor issues. Be quiet, bro. What we had to go through the first couple years in this company, God willing, God bless, what we've been able to build and acquire and attract now, we had nothing. Guys, go back to 2015, 2016, look at my Facebook and Instagram. Go look at the graphic designs that we would promote for our calls, our home events, our flyers for touring. It was embarrassing. Like we would just get cut. Like it looked like a 3-year-old cutting out like pictures. Like it was so crazy how our flyers and our marketing works. But within less than half a year, we put in 20,000 people into the business. How is that possible? Posture.
You got to run that one back. Hold up. You ran over that really quick. In less than, say those numbers again, please.
18,500 customers came into our business within 4.5 months. Now, it's all by the glory of God, obviously, and I think a lot of times we take credit for things, especially when you see people start making money. I went through this too. You start making a bag, you start thinking you're the man, but God only gives to you what he knows can flow through you. So you think that God's going to bless you with more if he knows that I'm just going to learn this trading thing first. I'm going to learn me how to trade first before I go put other people on. Why would you do something so stupid? Why would you do that? Exactly like Manny just said. I know what it feels like to go out with your friends and your homies and your people. And when the tab comes, hey, yo, bro, actually, I'm going to do a webinar real quick outside. Let me step outside real quick. Or, yo, I'm going to use the bathroom when they see the check coming. Guys, you know what's fun? Having all your people at a level. All of your people are put on too, right? The real definition of success for me in leadership is when you can actually, I remember years ago, who was it? It was Brian Robert. He actually is a multi-7-figure, 8-figure earner in network marketing. And I stayed the night at his house. And I remember he said something to me. He said, Austin, he said, number one, go international. He said, you look at all the top earners in the industry. Yes, they maybe they're from the States or they've been in the States, but they all go global. Go look at Matt and Jason's business. Go look at Alex Moore. Go look at David Imanite. Go look at Yvonne Tapia. Go look at Bryce Thompson, whatever. Because there's things that I may say. For example, I talk about how you make more money with strangers most likely than your best friends. But Bryce Thompson, he has a different story. All of his homies came in from his frat. So you have to find mentors and take what caters to you. But when we first came into this, what I realized was my mentor said, look, Austin, the true definition, what I'm impressed by is, can you get people to supersede you in income? Can you get people to go past where you see? A lot of leaders in the business, good leaders want to be needed. They want to be needed, but great leaders want to be superseded. So in this business, guys, really ask yourself, what are you doing to be able to create? Here's a few keys. I would write this down. Look, when it comes down to the nitty gritty of like, okay, we look at the compensation plan. Let me tell you what, trading, investing is fun, but it's a roller coaster of emotions. How many of you guys investing in crypto? I see it in these coins and these NFTs. You're constantly checking your charts. And it's almost like it affects your day. Literally, it changes your mood based upon whether you see red or whether you see blue and green. And I see it too all the time. Can you imagine? I remember seeing Jason's a year and a half ago. It dropped like 700,000 in a day. And I'm like, oh my gosh, bro, this is why I invest in real estate. This is why I can't, bro, this hurts, right? So when I saw this, and I noticed it, when I'll be out at a dinner, I'll be places, and it'll change my emotions. You have to remove complete emotional attachment from that. But what I'm here to say is, when it comes to the business, Chris Terry, look, China, myself, Manny, we all have the same back office. We have the same products, the same CEO, the same compensation plan. There's nothing different. What Manny touched on is we just have talents and gifts that we use and work a little bit harder. See, God gives us gifts. We're not as amazing as we think we are. God gives us gifts. And what are gifts? He gave them to us. He can take them away. What you don't use, you lose. So look at this in the business. Let me ask you a question. How many influencers? First of all, are you an influencer? Right? And when you say influencer, I'm not talking about, maybe some people are like, well, I don't use that social media thing. I don't get around to that. That's fine. Grant Cardone's in his mid-60s and he's dominating TikTok, Twitter, social media. Gary Vaynerchuk in his 50s using there's 14-year-olds, guys, there's 8-year-olds on YouTube making millions of dollars because they're posting toy videos where they go over and break down, I just got new toy, millions of dollars. So I don't care whether you're 8, 18, 88, or 808 years old. If you're on the call, you have to understand, do I provide influence? Do I provide leadership? Am I attractive? See, when I first got into the business, I read a book by, forget his name, but the book is called Magnetic Sponsoring. And the first page of the book literally said this. It said, attraction marketing leadership is, imagine going from where you are contacting 3 to 5 people per day about your business. Okay. In the beginning, you're gonna be contacting people, right? And I look at it as, like he said, the bum mentality. It's a perfect way to put it. The bum, are you gonna let a bum have a stronger mindset than you? I think our ego and our pride sets us apart from, what other people think. First of all, I don't care what any human being on this world thinks. I care what God thinks about me. There was a verse in the Bible that said, when you do things, do it as if you're trying to impress God. Isn't that a relieving feeling? Like, I'm doing things to impress my creator. I'm not doing things to impress you or what you think about me. Because you know what? There's so many people that laughed at me. They thought it was funny. Look at this little quote right here before I go into it about magnetic sponsoring. Make sure I don't get off topic about that too. So when you're unranked, check this out. When you're unranked, this is what people are going to say to you. You just want me to join so you can make money off me. Leave me alone. You're stupid for doing this thing. It's never going to work. I'm not interested. When you're a P150, people think, you really think this is going to work? 150 bucks a month? Look, you're out here. I make more than that in a week, right? You're doing that per month. P600. Wow, 600 bucks a month. Bro, that's nothing. That's literally still below minimum wage. I can make that more flipping burgers at McDonald's, right? And you're out here traveling, you're working, you're spending all your money. P1000. This is okay. This is one that I see you, bro. I respect your hustle, but it seems like you're out here scamming. It seems like it's one of those pyramid things still. Nobody else is making money. It seems like it's just you making money and a few others. It's not really for me, and it's too unreliable. P2000. Bro. I never doubted you, man. But even if it seemed like I did, it was all love. I respect what you're doing, but it's not for me. $2,000 a month, bro. You're working like 15-hour days. You know, I got my thing going on, cool. P5000. You're killing it, bro. Show me what you're doing. If you can help me make some money, I'm in. And then Chairman 10. Jeez. Bro, I love you, man. Bro, I've been supporting you since day one. Bro, you think you can hook me up, bro? Actually, you think you can loan me some money, bro, since you're making so much money? They start coming to you asking for money. No, I'm not going to give you money, bro. I'm going to show you how to make the money, right? So you have to understand the emotional cycles of this. And guess what? You can go Chairman 10 and bang, go back to P1000. What are you going to do when there's retracement? What? So you're the leader that your attitude is great. This is what it talks about in the Bible too. Don't just come to God when things are, bad. You should be praying and leaning into them when things are good. It seems like I remember when I was a kid, whenever my mom would be, when I knew I was getting a butt whooping, or I don't know if any of you guys have like a horrible stomach ache, you're super sick and you're just praying on the toilet or praying before you get your butt beat, you're like, yo, God, please, bro. Please, bro, if you literally make me feel better, I promise I'll never sin again. I swear I'll never disrespect my mom again, right? And so that in the business, right? When things are going up, when trajectory's up, when business is good, when it's booming, when the profits are good, when momentum's hitting, it's all good. You're all gravy. You're out in the spotlight. They show up. But when things start going the other way, right? And that's what business is. That's what real bosses understand. Real CEOs understand that. You should be learning that right here, right now. You guys are attracting the feeling of, even when things may seem like this in the back office, when it doesn't seem sexy in the back office, when my trading chart doesn't look the way that it wants to, it's a season, right? Momentum usually lasts for about 18 months. Guys, excuse me, but Austin, I just lost 80 people in my business. That's crazy, bro. Austin, I just lost 800 people in my business. When I was in IM the first time, it was 18,500 customers. I remember we had to change the business model to be here long term. We had to make it to where we are legally structured. We had to change some things. Let me tell you what, thankfully, we went through those changes. You guys come in now, man, this is hard, bro. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy, man. You know why it's so hard? Because you have too much. There's just too much. There's just too much around you. There's too many success stories. There's too many testimonies. There's too much product. There's so much value around you. You can't even understand how to value what is right in front of your face that God's placed before you. That's probably the only issue. But 18,500 customers, boom, we made changes to the legal structure. We had to change the compensation plan because guess what? We messed up. We came into the company and guess what we had everybody sign up as? An IBO. That's illegal. We had 95% independent business owners in our business and no customers. And Chris was like, wow, I don't know what's going on. You said you know what you're doing. So we're like, shit, we have to change this. We have to switch now to a cut. And now look, guys, out of the 20,000 plus people part of my business, and look at the whole company, out of the hundreds of thousands of people in the company, guys, we have over like an 85 to 90% customer ratio. You realize the $1 billion companies looking at us, they're like, bro, what the heck are you doing? How is that possible? When you look at the legends of the industry, when you look at compliance, CTFC, the SEC, FTC, when they look at our business model and the compliancy of how we have customers, it is the most attractive, sexy thing that they can possibly see when it comes to a legal financial business structure. So when you talk about long-term, so let's look at this. So when we made that change to the compensation plan, when we made that change to the legal structure, I lost 9,000 people in my business in 2 weeks. But you're crying because you lost 9 people in the past 2 weeks, the past 2 months? Oh man, bro, I was P600 and half my team quit, right? I get it. It's going to happen. But when those things happen to you, it's kind of like, look, tough times don't last, tough all people do. So what do leaders do? They always take the blame. They give all the credit. Don't be that other guy. Don't be the one, like, oh, it's my upline or it's this. Guess what? I never had uplines in network marketing until and guess what? I brought in Jason and Matt Rosa. You know the kind of ego trip it was for me to enroll Jason and Matt, enroll Brandon Boyd. We brought in Emery and Darwin. I enrolled Chad Thompson. I enrolled Christopher Derrick. I'm not sitting here to brag or boast or make me look greater. The only reason I am where I am is because I stand on the shoulders of giants. But I'm telling you that to let you know the real deal. This is what happened. I left the business. I didn't understand. I didn't have the leadership mentality to trust Christopher Terry. I didn't understand when things go this direction to keep faith and hold steady. That you're going to have to, real characteristics and real integrity and definition of your leadership is not defined when things are just going this way. Anybody can act cool and act like the man or the woman when things are going left, when things are going down, when momentum is not going your way. How are you acting? Do you disappear? Do you step up? I disappeared. I became weak. I became quiet. I left the company, bro. So I went from making almost $1 million that year to leaving, going to another startup, Forex MLM, trading company. Guys, for 6 months, we were drugged through the dirt. 3 launches, products didn't work, had to re-sign up. Guys, millions of dollars were taken into revenue. Not $1 was paid out to one single person for 6 months. I was telling Ty to God this last night. I went from having multiple 6 figures in my savings account and I was going all in. Look, I'm the type of person, I'm going all in, all to the wall. So I went from multiple 6 figures to less than $2,000 in my account. Now we got taxes. I got bills. I got lifestyle. I gave my mom the last 10 grand I had for her in Aiden. Guys, it got bad. So when I came back to the company, when I called Chris and I'm like, bro, yo, this is crazy, man. And he's like, I don't even know if you can come back to the company. I'm like, why? He said, no, they don't want you back, bro. You left. And I'm like, that's crazy. And this is where I feel like we had that spiritual shift in our company where we really put God first, forgiveness, and allowing to move past that. I got on the call with Jason, Alex, and Matt, right? So Matt messaged me on Facebook in 2015. So did Brandon Boyd. And I brought them in the company. So imagine you bring in these leaders. And now when you're coming back, we're on the call. We're all screaming at each other. Jason, you know how Jason's being cool. Jason's like trying to mediate. Chris is like, wow. And Chris is like, let's just go at it. You know how Matt is. Matt and I are trying to box each other's head off. Matt's like, there's no damn way in hell. If Austin comes back to the company, and mind you, there's one chairman in the company this time, right? When we first came into the company, we were the first chairman. It was a different company. Chairman 8, chairman 16, chairman 20, chairman 30, chairman 40, chairman 60, chairman 80, chairman 100. So you guys should be blessed now. The way things are, bro, the compensation plan, the way the dynamic of the products, it's crazy now. But when I came back, I'm like, Chris, can I please go on like a separate side of the company under you, corporate? Like, can I just be attached to like nobody? And Jason and Matt were like, absolutely no way. And Matt was like, if Austin comes back in the company, I'm quitting. I resign. And so we worked past our differences. I had to lower my ego because I'm like, I'm not going under the people I brought in. And I realized I was blocking my blessing because of my pride and my ego. If I would have not been able to lower that and remove that in my heart to come back, I mean, I don't know what would happen. So when I came back into the company, guys, I got straight to work. I literally had to go to Mexico because I had no money. People thought I went to Mexico because I was like Mr. International, like, cool, yeah. But I went to Mexico because I couldn't even afford to eat. The street tacos down there are like 20 cents a pop. That was good for me. And I couldn't afford the dollar menu up here. I couldn't afford flights anymore. I couldn't afford hotels anymore. I literally had to go down there and start building. When I went to Mexico, guys, there was nobody down there who could even afford to join the business. Fernando told me, if you come down here, we don't have money, but we'll run until the wheels fall off. I said, say no more. That's all I need to hear. We went from having no money. And let me tell you something. The first day we got there, we sat down, we game planned. It was just 2 of us. The next day we promoted, we went to a Starbucks all day long. We sat there and just did calls on calls and invited. Let me tell you about posture and conviction. Some of you guys, when you're sharing this business, you're leaving like an open-ended question. Like when I show this business, when I show this, I show somebody the point of like, hey, look, bro, what I'm about to show you, I've been praying for, I'm all in. I just want to show you this before a year or 2 from now when cryptocurrency, the metaverse, the NFTs, digital real estate, before this goes crazy, I want to show you this so you don't literally come back and ask me, why the heck did I not show you this and you have a regret? Because I'm about to go show thousands of other people, and I wanted to show you first because I care about you. Bang. Show them the presentation. Boom. Are you out? If you're out, awesome. Great. Talk to you later. Love you. Keep me updated on your success. Bye. I'm not chasing people. Guys, people should be chasing you. Guys, I haven't enrolled one person in this company, but the personal enrollment chart shows, 1,200 people on Aiden's account and my account. All right. And by the way, when you can get your son to a chairman account, that's different, right? That's generational wealth, right? And that's not to brag or boast. That's to show you guys, when you learn the skill sets, when you can actually come into this, and what I was talking about, that attraction marketing, you're going to go from talking to 3 people to 3 to 5 people per day contacting you about your business. Are you an attractive I had to go look myself in the mirror. Am I the person that, when I'm talking about financial revolution, when I'm talking about this, and I understand this is a business of leverage, right? We can use our uplines. We can use the success stories. We can use telling stories. That's the beauty of this. You don't have to be, I need success to go show people how to do it. I'm not going to go tell them to do something I'm not doing. Why? That's so stupid. This is a business of leverage. When you do real estate, when you do investing, are you going to go put all your money down? Or are you going to go to the bank and use OPM, other people's money? When I do real estate purchases and all this stuff, I'm not using my money. I'm using OPM. I'm leveraging the bank's money so I can go invest into more things. In the business, it's the same way. You can leverage what you have around you, but also become the upline you're looking for. I hear so many people talk about, bro, my upline, bro, this. First of all, guess who's your upline? Jesus. God's your upline. So stop making excuses, bro. Second of all, become that leader you're looking for. If you're spending too much time complaining, my upline doesn't pick up the phone, they're not doing this for me, I understand. But guys, become that person that you're looking for. And there's 2 things I would say. Number 1, how many influencers are on your team? Or are you an influencer? If you're brand new on this call, great. But number 2, how many influencers are on your team? That's important. I'm not talking about social media, blue check verified. I'm not talking about TikTok virality. I'm talking about an influencer, somebody that steps into a room and people are naturally drawn to them, right? Somebody that when they talk, value comes out of their mouth. What does Anthony Robbins talk about? Every single day, focus on giving as much value as humanly possible for free. When you leave a conversation, here's the thing. When you leave a conversation, even if somebody's not joining your business, they should be like, damn, bro, she was mad freaking cool, bro. Like, dude, that dude was freaking dope. They should not be like, bro, you know, when you leave conversations. And number 2 is, how many presenters are in your business? How many people on a day-to-day basis, right? If you look at your team right now, let's say you're a P1000, a P600, a P. Let's do math real quick. Look at this. Watch these numbers real quick, because we are in December. It's December 4th. Just watch this. Look how simple this is. I know we're talking crazy and going all in. Guys, not everybody on here. And that's the thing people think about. Sometimes we push people away and make it unattractive to them, and we turn them off because we're like, yo, we got to go hard. What you say you're serious and you're not. No, love on people, bro. Do you guys realize 85% of your team is going to do this on a extremely part-time business or part-time basis? They're not going to be at all the events. They're not going to be on all the calls. They're not going to come to all the conventions. Guys, it's really the relationship and the love that you pour into your team, the value that they see from the products. So I've seen leaders push and crumble their whole teams because they're trying to get every single person to go hard and go nuts and go crazy and do this and go as hard as me, work 18 hours a day, bleed out your eyeballs. No, not everyone's going to be like that. Just lead with love. Guys, do you know why Shabazz, Chairman 100, a part of my organization in London, the reason why he joined my business and me was because previously to when we came back into IM, there were other leaders always in lock-in position. Yo, get your account set up because when you come in, man, I'll build a power leg under you. Da 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 da. Do you know what that sounds like? That sounds like a lot of selfishness. Every time Shabazz and I talked, I was like, yo, bro, how are your siblings? How's your mom? How's your family? I love you, bro. I'm telling you, guys, if you go through my inbox with Mohammed, Chairman 50 on my team in France and Paris, by the way, their team is killing it. You go through Shabazz and I, if you go through my leaders before they join my business and you look at our conversations, you would be like, this boy needs saved by Jesus, because there's some, and this boy is talking to men how he should not be talking to them, sending hearts, love mess. Like, you're like, bro, is he good? The way we would talk to each other was nothing about business. It was pure love, pure emotion, pure sharing, pure caring. That's why Shabazz joined. He said, bro, you were the only leader that wasn't like, yo, lock an account in, create do this. So you guys have to realize this. Look at this. So back to my point. Let's say you're a 1,000. Okay. So you have 30 customers a part of your team. Okay. 30 traders. Now, let's say only half of the people who are part of your business are actually taking this thing seriously, right? So let's say 15 people. Okay. Now we have about how many days left? We have about 27 to 26 days left. And people say, well, the holidays are here and this, that, the other. Of course, that's why the crypto market's going down right now. Everyone's liquidating for holiday season, getting presents. And let me tell you what, right now, if I could take you back to the years before, first of all, do you know how many years we will go where there was no presents under Christmas trees? I couldn't afford presents. Or even if I could afford the presents, I would put myself in more of a position to invest back into my business, back into myself, to sacrifice. You know, we always talk about if you don't sacrifice what you love can become the sacrifice. So while people are out there buying all this pointless stuff on Black Friday, Cyber Monday, guys, you should realize this. Look, invest into assets, invest into things, invest in these coins, invest in the NFTs and the metaverse and digital real estate, invest back into your business because that's what's going to pay you to be able to do that. And I'm about to wrap it up here. I know I'm talking for a little too long. I know I'm going crazy. But look, if you take 15 people on your team, 1,000, let's say 15 people are taking it serious. Now we have 27 days up of the year. Let's say, job, I got this, I got school. I think everybody represents business. Is that doable? Can you type in the chat box 222 if you think that is reasonable? I know we talk about, bro, you should be going for like 20 notes per day, 10% per day.
It got a little choppy on my side. I'm not sure if it did for them. So I think it started breaking up as you broke it down. You said Platinum 1,000, 30 people, 50% of them do. Go into those numbers again.
And also, guys, lead by example, right? So 30 people on your TP 1,000. Let's say 15 people are maybe just, kind of there. Let's just say 10 for the sake of it. Let's just be super reasonable, right? And people follow people. People are going to do what you do. People will not do what you're not doing in your business, right? So you got to lead by example. So let's say 10 people in your business are actually building. Now, let's say we times that by 2, right? So just 2 presentations per day. And here's the part. You can work smarter or you can work harder, right? So you can do, let's say I present the business to 7 people today, right? And China presents it to 7 people. But let's say maybe and there's nothing wrong with this, but let's say maybe I went out and I drove to Starbucks 20 minutes away. I went to this guy's house. I did a 1 call here. I spaced all those 7 prospects out. There's no problem with that. But let's say China just had them all meet at one place, all 7 prospects did it in 30 minutes. Bang. Now she has way more time. Your time allocation is very important. How do you break down your day? Some people are just working really hard, but are you being super productive is the key. So let's say your team at P1000, 2 presentations per day. That's 20 presentations per day. Okay. Now we have 27 days left. So we do times 27 days. Guys, 540 presentations over the next 27 days in December. What would your business look like, you think, by January 1st? Where would you be at if you did that many presentations and did it productively and led with leadership, led with love, if you did it the right way? Now you do that times 2 more. Times 2 more. Now you look up going to Palm Beach, West Palm Beach. That's over 1,000 presentations. And that's the minimum. You guys can do, some of you on the call are doing more. Now, what would your business look like? And let me ask you a question. Go ahead and type in the chat box below, 333, if you are for certain you're going to West Palm Beach Convention, right? Big decisions happen at big events. Big decisions. And I don't know, how many of you are interested in maybe going to, bro, this business is so fun. How many of you are going to Barcelona, Spain for the European Convention?
Exactly.
Try it. Just try it. Just try it. I don't have a team. Why would I go? Go so you can have a team. Like if you don't have a team, you need the event. If you have a team, the event needs you. Let me tell you what, guys, you want to be a chairman 10, West Palm Beach? It's simple. Bring 80 to 100 people on your team. You're like, damn, I'm a P600 right now. I'm a P1000 right now. I'm a P2000 right now. That's kind of hard. How the heck am I going to get 80 to 100 people each? Break it down. It's simple. Teamwork. I'm going to have 10 of my people, 10 of my leaders, each bring 10. It's simple, right? You do those numbers, guys, and you're going crazy. So I won't take too much longer on this call, but what I really understood is you have to understand where we are right now. Urgency. I mean, where we are right now in this not even in the business, not even in the industry. Let me tell you something. 10 months ago, Jordan Morgan, Chairman 100, he was like 10 minutes down the street from me here in Houston. He is a creator of Bounce Back, super sound, logical guy. He hit me up to invest in Sandbox almost a year ago for digital real estate. I'm over here thinking, what the heck are you talking about? I thought I was the guy. I'm like, no, I actually have real estate. I'm not buying digital real estate, bro. He said, okay. So he bought about $35,000 worth of land on Sandbox. He bought a 12 by 12 and he bought another lot of land. Right after that, during this time, I think like, oh my gosh, like Marshmello, Snoop Dogg, Tory Lanez, a couple rappers and big celebrities were buying the lots of land right next to his and hosting virtual concerts and all this kind of stuff. When that happened, he's now starting to build a virtual casino on like Bovada, like these big Vegas, like these online casinos. Guys, let me tell you something. That digital land went from $35,000 investment. It's now over $4 million that he owns on Sandbox within a year. Is that crazy or what? Guys, let me tell you something. We just purchased, now I'm like, okay, no more close mine. So a couple weeks ago, we purchased land on this thing called Crypto Voxels. It's one of the largest digital real estate platforms in the metaverse. So we bought a mansion, or we bought 2 mansions, and we bought a penthouse. And this probably sounds crazy to you, but look, what you don't know, you don't know. Network marketing is harder than understanding this stuff. But let me tell you something. We bought a couple houses. Each of them cost about an Ethereum each, so about $4,000, a little bit more. Guys, already within a month, they have over doubled in the value and price for the floor price of what we could sell them for, right? So let me tell you something. In 2022, your residual income is going to really expedite how your wealth accumulation grows. When it comes to your asset column, when it comes to you building, when it comes to you having real estate, when it comes to you having NFTs or cryptocurrency and these things, let me tell you what, right now, guys, we are in the transformation of wealth that has never existed. And so many people are going to become obnoxiously rich, unordinarily wealthy. And let me tell you what, God has already given us dominion over anything that we want in earth. So if you think you're not good enough, the anxiety, depression, negativity, boyfriend does this, my wife is tripping here, parents are here, people in my family are sick. Guys, life is going to hit you. But I'm telling you what, when it happens, understand everything is being given to you by God because he knows that you can handle it and he wants to see how you handle it to be able to propel you to the next level. Let me tell you what, one of my favorite things that I read from Mike Murdoch is he says, when God has sent the packages from heaven, so these are all these cryptocurrencies, your chairman rank coming, the conventions, the leaders on your team gonna pop chairman in 2022, all these things happening. When the devil sees that God has the packages from heaven en route to you, he will try to intercept them, right? That was when if you're being attacked, it's because robbers don't enter houses with no valuables in them, with no artwork in them, with no jewelry in them, with no money in them. So if you're being attacked spiritually, this, that, the other, emotionally, financially, it's because you are worth something. So in this business, guys, when people quit your team, when things are going left, people tell you no, I'm telling you what, it's setting you up for something greater. And it sounds motivational, it sounds crazy, but guys, this is what I've gone through. I'm not just reading something from a book that I just read. I've gone through this. And not only have I, China, the people around you guys, there's so many places to look to. Look left, look right, look up, look down, look anywhere in the company, and you can find a story similar to yours. I don't care what your skin color is, what your ethnicity is, what your background is, where you came from, what your mom or dad did growing up. In this company, there's probably somebody who can relate to your story that went through what you went through. Guys, cancer, this, problems and setbacks, bankruptcy. Guys, it's happened. So just take note of that. And right here, right now, guys, it's fourth quarter. It's fourth quarter of the year. Guys, it's December. It's the last month of the year. Let's make it the best month of the year. Finish this thing off, going to 2022 with massive momentum. Guys, West Palm Beach, stop playing around. Don't just get there. Come there with a team. Come there with people that are going to change your life, right? Come to Barcelona convention. Try it out. See how it goes. Let me tell you what, guys. What's in store for you in 2022? The dreams that you have, the goal cards that we have, the affirmations, the vision boards, what God has planned for you, crazy. It's way bigger than any dream that you guys have and we have. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for having me on here, China. It's funny, you know, next time we come out to Atlanta, wherever we go, I remember the first time, it was funny because I don't know if you know this, but so I took a jet to go meet China. And I think that you guys thought like, bro, but the real story is I had a membership for a jet airline. I think I spent like $200 on an empty leg of that jet, but y'all were probably like, yo, 20 grand, come out here. And it was funny because I went with it because some people were like, yo, that's crazy. Like China got you a jet to come out to the event. I'm like, bro, it's crazy, bro. I'm like, yo, see, bro, you see what happens when you're not selfish and you do shit for other people's teams, bro? And they're like, that's crazy, bro. So I'm super excited. Thank you for having me on here.
Wow, Austin, you definitely are extremely authentic, extremely transparent. We just really appreciate your authenticity. You dropped so many gems. We're going to have to get you to come back. Like you went into so many different areas. I felt like I was in the metaverse. But number one, please drop that link because you said crypto Vox or box, and they're looking to figure out what the heck you just said so that they can go get some land. We definitely into all of that. I love you talking about your international business, how you're building. I do. If you don't mind, just for 3 questions, I would love for 3 people to ask a question. Guys, those of you that got to hop off. But where did you buy your crypto? I know it wasn't Sandbox. I mean, your land. What was that website?
Crypto Voxels, VOXELS. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, I mean, just let us know here. But so I mean, with the metaverse, I mean, guys, it's crazy. Like if you look at what Square just did, they just changed their name to Block. Like, bro, what? And then obviously we see with the Facebook, you know, what they just did, what Mark Zuckerberg just did, shifting to the metaverse. I mean, guys, it's about to just get weird. It's about to get crazy. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that really quick. You know, I created a song at the end of last year. I'm working on creating and releasing some NFTs called Bitcoin Mommy. I'm really excited about crypto, really excited about the metaverse, and excited about releasing a collection of NFTs. Let's talk a little bit about how do people who have seen this space for so long as just a trading platform maximize what's happening, the social proof around us? Because what I always say is the conversation around crypto, the metaverse, NFTs, DeFi is loud right now, but not the education. So the conversation is heavy, but the education is minimal. So a lot of people are talking like they know what's going on. And some of the members who've been doing this, maybe they expected that everybody was just going to run to them to learn. But when you got everybody on every corner assuming that they're a guru right now, all of a sudden everybody's changing their titles, you know, from whatever they were doing into crypto. How do the people who have the best education on the planet maximize during this time to get in front of what's happening so that they don't become irrelevant and have everybody else talking about something that we've been on for a long time? What's your response to that as far as a marketing strategy so that they're bringing people right here to maximize what it is that we have and they grow their business? Yeah, for sure. I mean, for a marketing strategy, so when it comes to like, okay, because there is so much education, there is so much noise, and it can get drowned out. We have the best educators. I mean, I was just seeing what Jordan Morgan and a couple of those guys were doing the other day on Go Live, and I saw what they were talking about. I mean, they're going in depth. So even if you guys are taking a little bit of money, you know, putting it into just maybe it's coins or maybe it's putting it at least just getting your feet wet. Look, here's the thing. We're not in a company where we have to go convince or sell or persuade or manipulate. I mean, guys, you look at the industries in the world, and it's almost like when you see industries, you're like, yo, I didn't realize how crazy it is. But guys, we are in a platform right now. We are in something that people are seeking us. People are trying to get involved in crypto. It is the hottest, sexiest conversation everyone's talking about right now. And it's becoming to a point where it's so relative and it's so obvious. I mean, we're still on the forefront. If you look at what the crypto market is, if you look at where Bitcoin is, if you look at all of this compared to where stock market and compared to where, foreign exchanges, we're in the early stages. Right now where cryptocurrency is in the metaverse and blockchain. See, blockchain is the real key.
Yeah.
We're at where the internet was in 2000. But how can you market it? I mean, guys, you just have to. I mean, I can sit here and tell you and teach you certain ways. First of all, you should be on these platforms. I don't want to hear about how old you are, how young you are, how whatever you are. Guys, get on these platforms. Get on TikTok. Start doing reels on Instagram, because that's where the algorithms are benefiting towards. Start providing funny information. Start providing memes or value or graphics. I mean, guys, it's not that hard to go out there and just start sharing. I mean, guys, you know what the problem is? You know what the problem is, China? People say, well, I don't really want people. I just don't want to like post and I don't, my investment in this, or I just don't want people to really be in my business. That's why people aren't in your business, because you don't want people in your business. Yeah, you could be all in my business, right? Look, if we don't go out there and share, how else are we going to be able to? Guys, people are going to, and here's the thing. Stop posting the same content to the same people. You know what I did for years? I just did this on a call the other day. I literally would go and I would type in the top countries in network marketing. I would go look, I would do my research. Guys, I on my wall, my whiteboard, I would have, this is how I met Shabazz. This is how I met people like Brandon Boyd. This is how I met people like Matt Rosa through Facebook. All of them contacted me through social media first, because that's them. Not to say, hey, bro, you looking to invest in a business? I will make friendships. So, guys, you can go Barcelona, Spain. You can go Paris, France. You can go to Brussels, Belgium, and you can look up what are the top clubs, restaurants, gyms, universities, and you can go through that. You can go through the location places on your search bar on Instagram on the Explore tab, and you can find, look, 20 people a day, 30 people a day from each country. Right? And don't be blasting it and put yourself in Facebook jail or Instagram jail. You get blocked. But just message a few people a day in each country where you're targeting and manifesting and looking to build. Now, let me tell you something. Follow them. And when you hit them, here's what I would say. Hey, bro, here's the perfect conversation starter. Hey, bro, I see you're in Barcelona. I see you're in Madrid. I see you're in Sevilla. I see you're in wherever. I'm coming to Barcelona, Spain in February. I saw your profile. I was looking up people in Spain, and dude, you look super cool. Hey, girl, you look fun. Hey, maybe when I come out, we can link up and you can show me around. Bro, people international are so friendly, bro. If you slid in someone bro, like, yo, get out of my inbox, bro. They're blocking you. But yo, people international are so kind. Yeah, of course. Hey, could you recommend me some things? If you message that many people per day leading up to February, and then they're going to see your stories. They're going to see your posts. Do you know how many people are going to start coming to you, asking you, yo, what's that crypto thing you're talking about? What's that thing you're talking about? Right? So that's what I would do. Create more audience, because some of you guys are probably just posting the same people watching your stuff, but be able to go out there and get more people to see your information.
I love it. So essentially what you're saying is go and develop your network on social media with people that you want to attract. Go and friend more people in Barcelona, friend some people in West Palm Beach, friend some people in another country where you want to build a team at, maybe where teams are already being built at, and keep the dialogue and conversation going and making sure you're posting. That's why I told you guys, listen, when you're a Saturday, you're spending your time being trained about this information. That's powerful content right there. You should be taking a video of this conversation, showing what you're doing on a Saturday afternoon, showing to your audience, this is what I'm doing. This is who I'm connected to. Now you can leverage, which is a word that you keep hearing throughout, to leverage the success that's already been acquired by those of us that's here, showing that you're connected. So that's powerful. So that kind of went into the second question. You guys have questions too. I just had my own. With the international, is that some of the things that you did, going out and friend them on social media to actually establish those relationships with some of the current leaders that you have now in your team? Was that how you started off with building your international business?
For sure. And it probably sounds, what some people would say? They would say, bro, that's like dinosaur stuff. Like there's bots, there's stuff you can do. You can do giveaways. I've done those things. That's not intentional. That's not like real. It's not real. So when you're really starting a conversation, you're really looking to make relationships. See, that's the thing. You can't hide your motive. You can't be fake with it. You have to genuinely be looking to just like meet people and build relationships and offer value, and and when people can just see that, you're going to attract people. But what I did was, I would, as soon as I would have teams, and maybe not everyone on the call can just up and leave. I was young, I was dumb, I didn't have mortgage, I didn't have children or family, I didn't have a job or a career. So I was able to move around. But even if you guys are in a position where, you have a stable life and you have a family, you have children, you're married, it's still, you guys can build online. Build global, not just local. You guys can really be doing this and getting them on Zoom. Guys, we're living in the digital age now. It's not like 5-10 years ago when I was doing it where you had to go out there and be belly to belly and scream in front of a room. You can get on the calls now and you can leverage your uplines. You can leverage your success. We have, all the information. We have the platform. It's so sexy now. There's so much to it. So whenever I would do that, I would and guys, you're only one person away from an explosion in your business. Remember that. I would tell myself that every single day. It's almost like it was like a prayer to myself. Every time somebody would say no, things weren't going well, I'm always one person away from an explosion in my business. I'm always one person away from an explosion in my business. And then guess what? When you feel down or this, and when that one person comes in and boom, they put in 20 people the first week, your mood changes. But it can't be that your mood changes when that happens. It's how your mood is until that change happens.
Well, that's powerful. That's amazing. You've been incredible, guys. I know y'all have some questions. Just type it in chat or raise your hand for Austin. This has been phenomenal. The replay will be made available because I know it was just rich in content, rich in direction. It was really rich. So I'm excited. So if you guys have questions and you're able to raise your hand, go ahead and raise your hand right now. Okay, Royalty, I see you right now. Your line is unmuted. Come in. What's your question?
Hey, Austin, I just have a quick question. If you are going to build an international team, how do you overcome the language barrier? Do you need to get someone who speaks the language, use like Google Translator? How do you overcome the language barrier?
So you don't speak any other languages?
Hold on.
You can't do it. No, I'm just kidding. So look, easy. Rosetta Stone. No, I'm kidding. So look, it's simple. Here's the thing that I realized. When I went to Europe, I'm like, us Americans are like kind of dumb. In Europe, they know minimum 2, 3, 4, 5 languages. Because you think about it. You think about this. Our states, look at the East Coast. When it comes to like Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Virginia, Ohio. In Europe, that's Spain, Portuguese, France, German, Dutch, right? It's all right there. So you'd be surprised that people know multiple languages. But here's the thing. Even if you don't, there's these beautiful things called Google Translate. There's these beautiful things called Say Hi. And it's actually kind of funny because they know, but they're like, damn, like this American's making an intention to like, your Spanish is horrible. Your German is terrible. I can tell. And they can probably tell sometimes it's Google Translate, but it's enough to get the message. So I'll even slide in inboxes. I would Google Translate it, right? And then I let them know, like, do you speak English? And if they don't, guys, what I would do when I would go to these countries is there is a language barrier. Let me tell you something, bro. I remember I went to Dominican Republic one time. There's always translators. There's always people, right? But I went there, and I remember this translator was so bad, bro. I'm on stage talking about, I'm like, so guys, our company does not take investments. The guy goes, so us, we take your money and your investments. I'm like, no, bro. No, I did not say that. So there's going to be a language barrier, a disconnect, but everybody speaks the language of love. Everybody speaks the language of money. Everyone speaks the language of pure intentions and integrity if they're trying to get to that matter. So there's going to be that, but it's the same way. Do you know how many people get married and they didn't speak the same language? Like, bro, they figure it out. So get married to the hustle, get married to the grind. Use these apps. And they're
Austin, you're choppy on my side. Are you guys hearing him? Can you guys hear Austin? Okay, we heard the last part of it, leveraging apps, leveraging technology, really get in there. I think you're coming in a little clearer now. Get in there and just really make it happen. Be intentional. And then hopefully the person because I brought in the first chairman in Africa. And it wasn't that she didn't speak English, but there was not just a language barrier still kind of there with a thick accent. There was also a bit of a culture barrier that was there. And I really, really worked. I worked my butt off. They couldn't even get paid. And so I had to be intentional. I had to be in the trenches, and I had to know that it was going to pay off. I had to know that it was going to be worth it. And so I cannot stress to you guys enough. If you want to go on this journey, it's going to be worth it. And it's going to reveal your own work ethic. Because for real, a lot of times they outwork us, like run circles around us in work ethic. So please make sure that you are intentional and stay in the trenches. Okay, raise your hand, guys. Let's do another question for Austin. Some of you have the raise hand feature. Some of you may not. Raise your hand if you can. If not, just drop in the bottom that you have a question so I can unmute your line so you can ask Austin a question. This was so amazing. I know you guys have absolutely enjoyed all of the gems that he's dropped. He's touched on so many topics, so the recording will be made available. But raise your hand or type in the chat box at the bottom that